everybody, and welcome to the Monday Sound Stream, where we have not only like a crap ton of news, just kidding, it's like 3 huge stories that just suck up all the runtime, but we have a ton of news, lots of spicy stories, lots of good times to discuss, but we also have blinky icons of my co-hosts. So over here, we got Ryan. Ryan's
Hello.
Here. Look at that.
We're no longer the Phoenix in Sound's head.
Yeah. And then over here we got Fighter Kaus.
Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, look at that, it works.
My avatar is my namesake. Fighter Roar.
Yeah. So there we go. Now we got them on screen, which is great, and now we won't feel like they're just voices in the void anymore. So we have solved.
We're secretly not the tribunal, the hidden tribunal.
Exactly. Let's see. Stargo says, "Love the shirt." Yeah, I wore this even though there's not Ninja Turtles news. I just wore this for other reasons. Anyways, guys, we got a lot to talk about. So, first things first, before we get too far ahead, I am going to say format of the show. We are going to go over all the smaller news first. We're going to talk about the Transformers 1 trailer after that. Then we'll talk about the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. Then we will talk about the Power Rangers Playmates toys licensing deal. So any questions related to that, hold those off until we talk about them, because that'll be the bulk of the show. It is going to be a lot. It is going to be kind of crazy. So I'd also appreciate, if you're watching the stream, please hit the like button. Helps the stream get out to more people, helps the channel grow, and all that good stuff. So would greatly appreciate that if you could hit the like button. It costs nothing, which is great. And if you're trying to comment in the chat, just in case some new people are here, which would be always great. If you're trying to comment in the chat and can't comment, you need to hit subscribe first. All you do is click that subscribe button, and boom, you can use the chat, and you can come join the discussion. So, speaking of the chat, Ryan, could you give us a rundown of everybody in our wonderful text chat?
Welcome, Dr. Grid, Sentai Ranger Donnie, Bateka T, Steven Listens, SH4 Jason, Master Ben, Tomo K, Jambalaya 23, Spin Dash 54, Cameron Metter, Mr. Tanuki, Sartargos, the Kaiju of Krypton, Jamie's World, Psycho-O's, anybody else? Raheem Young, and Ashboard, and that should be everybody for now.
And then we also want to give a shout out, because before we start the stream, Rezel TV joined as a channel member as the Scout Squadron rookie tier. So thank you for joining. And if you'd like to join as a channel member, we do have a channel memberships which have early access perks. There's perks to additional member only streams that happen about once a month. So go hit the join button down below if you want more details. You also want to gift memberships and help the channel grow. That is an option available, and during streams, it is pretty cool, and we'll give you shout-outs and stuff. So that is that. Do we have any other intro things we want to go over? Because I don't want to talk. I could get on a tangent about the latest X-Men episode, or how I read 4 volumes of One Piece over the weekend. But if we have time for that, I'll talk about it at the end of the stream. We got some big topics. I want to keep us on track.
How was you guys' weekends? I guess is first off.
Kaus, how was your weekend?
It was very cold, but I feel a lot better today.
Oh, good.
Especially since I actually got some sun today. I went outside to do some errands, and you know how it's true. Getting out in the sun makes a lot of difference for your mood.
It does, yeah. I've been walking lately because the weather's been getting better. I've been doing daily walks. I skipped yesterday though because I was cleaning. But like today, I was like, I need to go out for a walk. I got my walk done. It made me feel better. It's just, I don't know, fresh air, or as fresh as the air that exists in America can be. Fresh air is good. So that's good stuff. Ryan, your weekend was good. How was yours?
That was good. This weekend I saw the Spy Family movie, Code White. It was fun time if you enjoyed the series. I would say though, man, I hate people who just like to do their own little riff tracks behind me.
Oh, you had one of those.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, I was enjoying the movie. Great time. And then right behind me, like literally right behind me, were a group of people just decided not to whisper talk and just had their own like riff tracks behind me. I'm like, I'm trying to watch the movie.
I swear people forgot how to act in movie theaters.
I know, right?
We need to bring in those PSAs they have in Japan about how to act in a theater.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't
I
want
do
to
that
be
at home,
like,
but I never do that at theater. Woof.
yeah, like I never, and I didn't want to be like that kind of person, but so I just did like just shh, and of course they didn't hear me, so it was so frustrating. I'm not looking forward if Chainsaw Man gets a theatrical run
God.
for that movie. I'm not looking forward.
I think for the safety of humanity, they should not do a theatrical run for that Chainsaw Man movie.
Yeah,
That movie's going to have people acting wild. Just gotta tell you. Welcome, Hellfire.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the movie with a hazmat suit.
I'm
I
gonna
know
go at
people.
a mid-afternoon showing when no one shows up.
Yeah, because there's gonna be some stank in there.
Oof, yeah. So Hellfire haven't missed anything yet. We're about to start the news. I will say, if anybody does that to me at Gundam Seed, I'm gonna Kiriyama to them. As in, tell them you're wrong, and this is how the world is broken. The Kiriyamato thing of him complaining. Kamen Metter asked if I've seen Crisis Part 2. I have not.
Is that out now?
It came out. I think it came out today, or it comes out tomorrow, or something.
I'm probably gonna hee-ho it.
I will be watching Crisis on Infinite Earths, the animated movie. I will be watching it when it's done. When all 3 are out, I'll watch it then. I'm not watching it before then. My heart can't take it. I got to burn through that in an afternoon. Just everything I saw Part 1 as a fan of that comic, it makes me sad. Came out April 9th.
Speak of animes and adaptations and stuff. Have you checked out the latest episode, the Kaiju number 8 anime?
I knew you were going to ask me about Kaiju number 8. I don't want to get on a tangent, but here's what I'm going to say about Kaiju number 8. All right. As I'm trying to fix Chaos's icon in real time, just so it's a little more centered. Kaiju number 8, as an anime, I think is a good show. Kaiju number 8, as an adaptation of the manga, not so much.
Yeah, similar feelings.
I think it's
Really?
where I sit with it's where I sit. God, what's an example? I'm trying to think of like a Western comic example because I have plenty of these and I just can't think of them off the top of my head. As a fan of the manga, I'm gonna still prefer the manga.
No, same.
It's just like how people felt about Chainsaw Man's adaptation.
Yeah,
very
similar.
And I'll tell you why. Chainsaw Man's adaptation felt like it didn't understand a single thing about what worked about the Chainsaw Man manga. Okay, and because like it's like the Chainsaw Man anime just feels like a completely different thing that just sort of ignores like what the manga was like. Kaiju number 8, I think, understands what the manga is like, but it has a different tone. It's like, we don't want to do Ultraman style. We want to do like Millennium Era Godzilla grittiness.
Yeah, I got major, like, for example, I do not like the intro at all. Like, that intro looks nice.
Oh my god, that opening credits intro, I was like, this is the most Production IG wants to remind you they did standalone complex that I've ever seen.
Like, the intro looks nice. The song's pretty good.
It reminded me so much of Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. And I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, like, I haven't seen that,
Hey,
so I can't really... I haven't seen that standalone complex, I can't really compare, but, I see that intro, like, this is not the intro I expect for Kaiju number 8. I see this, and I go, like, okay, I guess you're going this direction.
That's kind of how I feel with the show, is, like, I think it's still, like, Mr. Dookie's got a good point. Like, the good X-Men movies compared to the comics, that's a great example. Where it's like, this is good, they don't correlate the way I thought they would. And what's better? Actually, I think of a better example, even though I haven't read the manga in full, the Ultraman manga versus the Ultraman anime.
I mean, that one's difficult because the anime just became its own thing after season 1.
But tonally, they're much different. And it's also Production IG, so that actually kind of makes a lot of sense. I have not watched Go-Go Loser Ranger.
I have the manga. I read the first chapter. I enjoyed it. I haven't read it.
To be honest, I don't know if I'm even interested in watching it.
It's the best. Someone described it as like the boys meet Sentai, and that sounds interesting. I did enjoy when I read the first chapter. I do have the first volume, so I need to go back at this reread everything before I go watch. I'm just waiting for the English stuff to come out for that one before I watch it.
I might check it out at some point. Right now, I'm a little swamped, and I'm like, maybe not right now, but maybe I will. A little later. Lord Jaffrey also was wondering if I had any more disc discussions coming down the pipeline. I want to, like, I'm in the mood to do a disc discussion. I'm just gotta try to figure out what I want to do, like an old school disc discussion, not just like a Blu-ray haul or like let's review this title, but like a broad topic. Maybe I'll do disembodied heads because I was talking about that last night. And Jamie's I'm glad that you look forward to the live streams because I love doing these too. So before we get too much more tangenty, we need to get onto the news because we got some big topics to cover, and so in order to cover the big topics, we got to get to the little topics quicker, right?
Well, first off, what happened last week on Soundout12?
What happened last week on Soundout12? I launched a new series of videos, guys, which I'm very happy did not flop. The Soundout Sentai Showcase, Episode 1, the best Sentai gimmick ever, Sentai and Avataro Gears. This was me basically staking... yes, this video is Psycho's fault. He was the one that told me about Surugia. This was me making a claim. A pretty hot take, you know, because I know people love Ranger Keys. But this video was me going, I actually really love the Gears. And I want to talk about why I love the Gears. And why I think they're the best. And I switched up the editing style. I switched up the filming style. I did way more planning on this. I switched up the thumbnail. I went on I didn't use Ryan's amazing talent for this logo because I know he's been swapping some stuff.
I might still go back and make a new logo for that when I have time.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back and work on that.
I was like, I just want to do the Sentai logo in multicolor with some text, and so pulled that up. Jamie's World sent as member super chat saying, "Love these Sentai gimmicks. Plus those gears are awesome. Love the sounds." It's from same as Tekken. Yeah, that's what I like about it too. I really do like the sounds for those. So that was like, I was like, I just wanted to get to like back to like the full creative roots on stuff because I think that like when I do that, it like helps boost all the other videos. Really enjoyed doing that. That being said, I'm a little spent this week, so don't expect anything too crazy for this week's videos.
I think
it's just
will you say Sentai Gears is the best overall Tokusatsu gimmick, or because I do have the standing of Spark Dolls being the best toy gimmick because it's literally you get it's two toys in one. Like, because you literally get a toy, you can just play with it without flicking the spark or the Exovizer.
I also really like Progrise Keys because I felt like Progrise Keys figured out how to make Bandai's like let's have an electronic box gimmick kind of into something that worked.
Progrise Keys seemed like the best fiddle gimmick because there's several like fidget like because there's some.
We would have to tier list them, but I want to get us moving on track because my tangent senses are tingling.
What about X-Men?
X-Men didn't do as well, which I wasn't expecting it to do great. But like,
I think if I had to say,
YouTube does not like me doing comic book videos. I will just say that right away.
Here's the thing. I think if I had
Jamie's World gifted a membership and Sentai Ranger Donnie got it. Yay! Thank you.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to say, I think if I had to give a like recommendation in terms of why, not even a criticism, but it's more of I think what people are looking for more is recommendations of comics to get X-Men, less of your personal opinion. And it's not like saying no, your opinion doesn't matter. No,
I mean the thing is that I have no idea how to recommend X-Men comics to anybody.
Well, I think it's less. I think
that's why I did a top 10 instead.
Well, I think you should have probably rephrased the video as recommendations than.
Oh, I can't put recommendations in the title because YouTube does not like that word.
Oh, really?
It's too long. Yeah, you put recommendations in a title, it's a death sentence.
Maybe top top X-Men comics to read after X-Men 97.
That also was not. That would be a different list. The problem with doing comic. The thing is, and this is something I've mulled over a lot. I like talking about comic books. I like talking about toys. I like talking about Blu-rays. I am somehow getting away with talking about toys and Blu-rays. I don't think I can throw comics in. And this is just the way the YouTube algorithm's built. There's a YouTuber I follow called Near Mint Condition. He's a comic book guy, and he does collected editions and stuff. Great channel if you want to like learn about comic book formats and all that. But he was people keep asking him on his live stream, "Hey, can you show your Transformers toy collection?" And he's like, "I'm not going to take that risk because the YouTube algorithm is like, you don't talk about toys. We're not going to recommend you talking about toys." And that's kind of how it goes.
Because even though like a lot of these franchises bleed into comics, it's just a different format.
Yep. I put comics there, and YouTube is like, you're making different content than what you normally do, and we're going to punish you for it, which is sad, but that's how it is. Yeah, Falcons Tech says your channel's already established toys and maybe Blu-rays. YouTube won't serve you your comic videos to anyone. Yeah, that. The people that watch this were the people that already follow the channel. I got a lot of comments on it though. I got more comments on this than the Sentai one. So
I think it's always kind of. It always is kind of weird because because it's one of the things where you can't just because like a certain topic's hot right now doesn't mean it's gotta do well on your channel because of a certain because X-Men's hot right now. No matter
also people talk about why are some of your YouTube shorts just shorts? Why would you not make a video that got 10,000 views a full video? I guarantee you, if I reviewed X-Men '97 Wave 2 as a full video, it would not have gotten 10,000 views.
Well, speaking of the Hank and Janet and Saber Logan videos did well, by the looks of it.
They did. You guys are expecting Marvel Legends videos from me. Of course, there'll be the rundown every year, but Marvel Legends videos are shorts only, as far as I'm concerned. From here on,
I mean, it's good because I remember you asked last week if is it an X-Men thing or is it a Marvel Legends thing. It's good to know that it's a Marvel Legends thing. It's a Marvel Legends thing.
It's a Marvel Legends thing, as long as it's not too old, because the tracksuit guys did. But then also it's a tracksuit mafia. Like, who cares?
It's a tracksuit mafia.
Hank and Janet did well. For those wondering, because I did mention I got them on last stream, tomorrow's short will be Lalandra and Brood Wolverine. So that'll be, we're continuing, like, I'll just review X-Men or Marvel Legends in general as I get them.
Now thinking about it, that 2-pack really should have been a re-release of Xavier with Lalandra, because we haven't got Xavier in years.
It's true.
Because Xavier, the last Legend Xavier was just a hover chair. Did he came with the regular wheelchair or no? I forget.
No, he didn't come with a regular wheelchair.
They really should just release Xavier eventually.
Cameron Meadows says YouTube should just let people do more than one topic content be recommended, because I bet a lot of people, including myself, enjoy all your types of videos. That is how we want it to be, but it's just not how it is, right?
Good old algorithm.
Yep, good old algorithm. Master Ben says you should do top 10 modern DC books. I think if I do any more shorts, if I do any more comic lists, they're going to be shorts, because the shorts do better with the comic stuff, like the related stuff. It's just
I did because I think I'm not surprised because comic shorts are very popular from what I've seen, and I think because people want to know, where does I guess example like what's the Life Day storyline in X-Men? Then here's a short that goes, here's what happened in the comic version and all that.
That's true, because I was thinking about, I was like, did I want to make a list of just here's the comic storylines that X-Men '97 adapted, or do I want to make my list of favorites?
It's a good quick.
The only overlap was Life Death.
Yeah, it's a good quick like knowledge thing. Like the quick like here's what happened. Like you want here's what episode 5 is based on. Like, without saying it because no one's spoiled.
I think what I'll do is when the season's done, I'll do that like episode by episode. This is what it's based on. I think that would work. I think it'd be kind of like I could do, and it probably again be a short instead of a full length, just because the shorts are less risky. Ultimately, because I spend a lot more time doing the full length videos. So. Eric Heine asks, do you think we'll get more Power Rangers Lightning Collection in the future? I will talk about that when we get to our big Power Rangers topic. Welcome, Infinite. All right, it's time to get onto the news proper, because we could talk about algorithms forever, but we need to get on with it, right, guys? All right.
Algorithm.
All right, entertainment news. Ultram Man Connection, which has been the international outreach website for Ultraman, is going through some major changes, none of which I would say is surprising. But this is basically they're saying that we're changing things up. The shop is closing, but it will be folded into the official Ultraman Amazon store. The video section is closing, which had some stuff that you couldn't get elsewhere. That will be rolled into the Ultraman YouTube channel officially. And if you want to save your purchase history, they say recommend screenshots. And also their Discord is going to be public as opposed to having to need an Ultraman Connection account. It does seem that they are kind of rolling back Ultraman Connection from being like, Super High Imagination for the West and, Forum and all that to it's just going to be like a news site, which is fine.
All the stuff is understandable because because I don't know if Amazon store open with the Rising stuff because I think we're in some Ultraman shirts.
We had some Ultraman stuff on the Amazon store for like a year now, but it's ramped up a lot.
With Rising coming out, they really want to ramp it up. The video stuff not too surprising because I imagine more people are going to visit YouTube than Ultraman Connection, for example. So I can see them easily uploading all the stuff.
Plus, it was tricky if you wanted to watch something a second time. You had to pay a second rental if you didn't do it in the first 48 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know.
It's also
I know
harder because
people.
you couldn't watch it on a TV without like Chromecasting it or something.
Yeah, because I know this brings into the question of the milk crate Blu-rays with Trigger and Decker. Who knows? Maybe they'll just come out on YouTube and such. We just have to wait and see.
Yep.
And such. But
It
so
is
and
kind
well,
of amazing to me that Mill Creek has not apparently signed a deal for more. Like, I can't believe they're sitting on it this long at this point. Like, I know that Mill Creek was like, we did a bunch of it, now we want to do some re-releases, like, that's understandable, but like, the fact we've gone this long without something new has got me a little concerned.
mm-hmm.
It's been...
It's now been a year, right, since Max?
I think it has been. Actually, let me go check when I reviewed Max, because I reviewed it like right away. I will say as well, the landscape is shifting. I know Wheels and I interviewed Sean Nichols, and he talked about the reason they did the stunt show things was because
COVID.
it was because of COVID. And they were like, we can't do stunt shows in Japan, let's do them for the world. But now they're doing stunt shows in Japan and Indonesia and many parts of Asia. So it's interesting. Looking at
Ultraman.
this, I reviewed Ultraman Max February 3rd, 2023.
Yeah, so it's now been a year.
It has been a long time. Yeah.
In terms, I think I see this. I think it's less. Oh, Ultraman's not doing well. I think it's more showing Ultraman is growing as a brand.
I think Ultraman
I
is
feel
doing
like-
better, and it wouldn't surprise me if some of these shows and movies just pop up on like Netflix.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
of
think it's
Ultraman
less.
happening.
Yeah, because it's easier to have. Definitely the sort to Amazon makes sense. Everyone uses Amazon. You could just buy official Ultraman products on the official Ultraman store on Amazon. Makes sense. The score making public makes sense. And the video stuff again, like who's gonna if you're a
Yep.
common Joe, you're not gonna go to Ultraman Connection to watch Ultraman. You want to go to YouTube where the rest of Ultraman's on YouTube and such. So it all makes logistic sense.
Yep.
Why do this?
Hey, Zeltrex. All right. Muteki's asking if Kaos is still here. I'm pretty sure he's still here. I just don't think he has any
man.
thoughts. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Oh, Super Eye is doing great because they're actually working with streaming companies and all that. Oh.
Speaking of working with streaming companies, but things aren't great, Shaman King Flowers. The most frustrating experience I've had with Netflix jail. Shaman King Flowers was not announced to be brought over. It was not announced when it was coming out. People just had to find it on Netflix. And it finished airing in Japan like 3 weeks ago. And it's now out, at least in the US. I know other parts of the world as well. All 13 episodes are now on Netflix. But it's sub only. So why'd we have to wait 3 more weeks? Why did they not announce it? We talk about Netflix not doing much marketing for like Cosmic Fury, but that got a trailer, that got promos, they got a poster. Shaman King Flowers, legitimately speaking, did not even get a tweet.
This is so weird because the fact there's no dub because they have done simulcast releases sub only. They did that with multiple shows like Komi-san Can't Communicate
And they're
other
doing it
shows
with One Piece
like that.
right now.
Yeah, One Piece. So they could do that. And sometimes they'll do the same thing dubs like Delicious and Dungeon. But when they do something like this, it's because the dub, they were dubbing it, and thus, when it comes out, you get sub and dub. But the fact there's no dub, I go, huh? Like what?
Yeah.
Like this.
Case in point, the original Shaman King 2021 anime, the remake, was released in 13-episode batches with the dub.
Mm-hmm.
So why was this not just released? This could have been released the same day. If they wanted to do one batch, they could have just released it the same day it aired in Japan.
Because I don't think this is getting a dub. Because I haven't heard any reports of Bang. Because I think Bang Zoo did the first.
I mean, again,
the
there's been
series.
zero news, so.
Yeah, and because I seen like I follow like anime dub and they usually go to because usually like Bang Zoom or like any like a lot of the LA recording
I haven't heard
they'll
anything
always
from Tara
put
Sands, and I've been listening to her podcast.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
they always do like I'm not sure it's like financial reports or like business reports or whatever, but they always report of X things being dubbed by them where coming soon on like Crunchyroll or Netflix. Shaman King Flowers was not one of them because I'm pretty sure Bang Zoom did do the remake series. So yeah, this is questionable. Like why?
Yeah,
Wait,
the Crow
there's
saying
no
it may
dub.
have been sub-licensed from a company in France. It's possible. I mean, the thing is, the show popped up in France first, outside of Japan. It was France, then Asia, then Germany, then Brazil, then here.
Then probably it's a good old licensing.
I don't know what happened here. It was again, zero marketing, right? Right, Kaos?
Yeah, no, it's weird. No, I don't know what to say about this one.
Yeah. Santos Lean says Shaman King is so weird the US. I mean, you know what the weirdest part is? They synced up the English. Kodansha got the final English print volume for Shaman King Flowers. Volume 6 came out the day the anime aired in Japan. And yet we didn't get the show. I was like, how do you, that
Nothing
never
was
happens. We
communicating.
never get the manga like that. Like that synced up.
There was clearly a plan. There was good communication plans and everything like that.
Yeah. And by the way, if it was like Santos Lean said, I wasn't even aware Shaman King Flowers came to Netflix. It went up yesterday. On a Sunday.
Without any fanfare.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you've never heard of Sunday release for any show.
It's usually
released on a
Tuesday or
platform.
Friday. What's with this Sunday thing? Why was it shadow drop?
Feels like they got it and they were just like, oh crap. Like they just remembered and were like,
yeah. It's so bizarre. But yeah, you guys got any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I haven't seen a fumble this bad with anime releasing at all.
This is a pretty bad fumble. Like, there's nostalgia, there's legacy. It's a sequel to something that they already broadcast.
The only other fumble is Crunchyroll Gridman Universe. Because where is that? Seriously.
I mean that. How about the 3rd season of the CGI Saint Seiya?
Oh, that too.
Yeah, it's been airing for 3 weeks. But did you guys know? Because I didn't see anything about it.
No, I didn't. Shoot.
No, like really?
It's on its 3rd or 4th episode already.
Well, I didn't. I thought the show. I thought the show ended.
I thought so too. They came back for a 3rd season. It's been simuldub airing for like 3 weeks apparently.
On Netflix or
on Crunchyroll.
Okay. Wow.
Season 1 of CGI Saint Seiya. Season 1 was Netflix. Season 2 and 3 are Crunchyroll. And Netflix doesn't have season 2 or 3, and Crunchyroll doesn't have season 1.
Licensing.
I gotta tell you, the current Western anime distribution landscape is bleak as hell, and I'm not enjoying it.
Are the people running this either just are they dopes in suits, or is just AI already running things?
I think it's
a mix of both, probably.
My guess is it just got lost. It's one of those because all these companies license so many things. It just something's got to get lost in the crossfire.
I do want to give shout-outs to there was 3 fan subgroups that fan sub Shaman King Flowers before Netflix put it out. That's how long this took.
Wow.
It's 3. Ridiculous. And the producers are talking about we're not sure if we're going to do a Shaman King Superstars anime. I'm like, then why'd you even make this? Just for anyone that knows, Shaman King Flowers leads right into Shaman King Superstars. Okay? You kind of have to do both.
It's good they made it for people that only watch the anime, but still,
it's good they made it. But I'm kind of worried that because of how botched this was, there's no money coming in outside of. So if it didn't do well in Japan, it's over. Like, hey, you guys want better news? Just kidding. All we get is a G Gundam slideshow. We talked about the Gundam 45th anniversary announcement a while back, and there was a piece of concept art for G Gundam that was this character sketch, and they said it's for an upcoming project, and then didn't say what that project was. Corey Robinson says Netflix got to be the worst way to watch anime. Hey, better video player than Crunchyroll.
No, definitely not the worst. I have seen worse.
Netflix is frustrating with licensing and stuff, but I gotta say that Netflix's video player doesn't crash on me the way that Crunchyroll's does. Nope. Or Hulu's. Hulu's crashes on me too.
Hulu's the worst.
I've been watching Naruto, and Hulu will just the audio level will just drop to nothing.
Actually, no. The worst player is Paramount Plus. That Paramount Plus is the worst player.
Paramount Plus is the worst player, but they don't have anime. So, but yet. God, just give them a minute. Anyways, the G Gundam website was updated today. It's the 30th anniversary of G Gundam, and it is a side story that takes place during the series. Thanks to Zionic Translations for bringing this up. It is just text and photos. It is not even like a mobile game with there's no animation involved. It's not a manga. It's just they're going to put up stories on the website, and they'll have images to go with it. I don't know if that's going to be available on the English website, but even if it was probably going to be machine translated anyways, because that's how Bandai does things.
Disappointing.
Mr. Tiki said some people never watch shows in 3-minute chunks on YouTube, and it shows. I remember that time.
Yeah,
I don't ever want to go back to that.
Naruto episode 125, part 1.
Yep. Smith the Crow says, I'm assuming it's a thing with Crunchyroll's apps. Whenever I use Crunchyroll's website, I never had crash on me. Yeah, that's my experience too. The app is just terrible. It's just like for all the monopoly they have, they can't put money into that app for some reason.
It's not allowed. I don't know.
Yep. And they still have to keep dub and sub as separate video files. It's so weird.
Yeah, that I don't get. Oh my goodness.
All right, you want some good news though?
Crap out of
The most
it. Is there?
the most overlooked Ghost in the Shell film, Mamoru Oshii's Ghost in the Shell 2: Innocence, is getting a 4K restoration that premiered at the Chicago Critics Film Festival this summer and will be released in theaters nationwide. Cameron, that was the alarm for we're over the time on the light news, but we're just going to get it finished. So Ghost in the Shell 2: Innocence is actually like a really great film that nobody talks about because it kind of gets overshadowed by the first movie and then standalone
I forget
complex.
I watched it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't know if I actually can show this poster, even though it's robotic. But
part of me reminds me that I really need to go watch more Ghost of the Shell stuff. I've only seen a couple here and there.
Ghost of the Shell 2: Innocence is great. It's getting a 4K restoration. And G-Kids has announced that they've got the acquisition for the theatrical rights. And since G-Kids usually partners with Shout Factory, I'm also guessing that Shout Factory will be doing the Blu-ray release. So I'm excited because that means both of the original Ghost in the Shells will have 4K Blu-rays in North America. Because somehow Lionsgate did a good release for once. I also clown on Lionsgate because I don't like them. All right, so... and for everyone asking for Power Rangers, we will get there. It's just a big subject. We got to get through the little stuff first. Blu-ray news time, guys. You excited about Blu-ray news? Because I'm excited about Blu-ray news.
Well, actually, I am this time.
Cool. All right, first up. Yesterday, Discotek announced they will be releasing Mobile Cop Gbon, which is the next Metal Hero series.
Jiban!
And that was just the announcement. It's coming out on SD Blu-ray, and then we didn't know anything else. But today we got the Discotek July releases. They are skipping June, much like how they skipped April. They're skipping June.
Are they doing this?
So, July releases include Urusei Yatsura, the OVA collection, which is 11 OVAs in one set. That completes the original run, right, Jerry?
I believe?
I think that's it, right? Because they did the whole show.
There's there's 8 movies or so, and a bunch of OVAs.
Yeah.
Wait, am I high on the movies? But yes, there's a lot.
There's a lot. Okay, cool. Next up, Mobile Cop Gbon, which will be...
I can't wait.
What's up?
I can't wait. Gbon's probably one of my favorite Metal Heroes. He's such a Metal Hero. I love it.
Guys, look at the cover for Gbon. Does that not sell you?
He is Tokusatsu RoboCop, which is ironic because
he embodies the metal part of Metal.
Which is ironic because was it RoboCop inspired by Gbon? Right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so.
So it's kind of bad. So it's them paying tribute to RoboCop. But I love Gbon so much. He's just Robo Policeman. I love him.
It is standard definition video. It's going to be on Blu-ray, so it's going to be all 52 episodes on one disc. You'll look great. It'll look the best. I should say it's going to look the best it ever could. It does not mention the movie. I imagine they just can't get the movies included. Maybe they'll get them later.
Also, Gbon has one of the best Metal Hero themes. I love it. Gbon.
And I think the Crunchyroll store price is like $38 for this, so it's not even that expensive. Pretty great value here. So that's Gbon. Futakoi Alternative is coming out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a complete series. They got me by giving me Gbon and this in the same month. Mazen Kaiser.
Yes,
and it's a shock to no one because
and that's the Mazen Kaiser we've been waiting for, right?
Yep, this is the original Mazen Kaiser 7-episode OVA. It is an upscale. It's not a native HD, but it's going to look great anyways.
Speaking of great theme songs,
Jam Project cut their teeth here before they went to Garo. I'm so excited for that, and we're also getting God Sigma. That's 50 episodes on SD Blu-ray as well.
That one. I'm hyped for.
I love God Sigma's
God Sigma and
God Sigma's design. I love it. It's such 80s.
Oh, so 80s. We're also getting Magical Girl Lyrica Nonoha A's, which is the second series.
Yes. You like Magical Girls that fist fight? This like started it, but this like really codified it apparently. Like
if you're any of you people who are a fan of Simple Gear, just where a lot of inspiration for that series came from.
And believe it or not, it's actually, if I remember right, not a shoujo, but
I know.
And then because
So-
Discotek is actively going after my wallet directly, there's 2 Lupin specials, The Secret Page of Marco Polo, as well as Princess of the Breeze, which is the one with the creepy baby.
I give them credit
I'm
for
in-
trying to get all Lupin.
Yeah.
I want you to do like a domino
Get that
effect. Like
baby
I
star
want
right there.
I want you to one day make it all your Lupin sets like display like a domino and just like flick one and see the domino effect.
I could. I will leave the Sentai Filmworks sets out because they don't have slipcovers and they might break. Here's the thing, guys. I have to try to figure out if I can get Jiban, Mazen Kaiser, and 2 Lupin specials all
Become a
in
channel
July.
member today.
So I will review Jiban, by the way. I'm good. Unlike Commodore Geats, which I'm waiting to buy on sale, I will buy Jiban day one, and I will get it in, and I will review it. Hellfire says, how long until Discotek hits the bottom of the well for Lupin? They're nearly there. They're almost at the bottom. They're almost out of stuff they can do. There's a bunch of stuff they need to go back and redo on Blu-ray, but they're almost done. So, yeah. Jiban's price I'm cool with, and so I'll buy it and I'll review it. The reason I didn't buy and review Geats right away is because I did not like the price. And if I don't like the price, I'm not going to buy it. That's
I'm
just
really
how it is.
curious. I'm really curious what because I saw someone mention what if they ever do Kabutech. You think they're just gonna have use the HD remaster Toei has clearly?
Maybe they
With
will.
Kabutech, yeah.
Yeah, maybe they will for Kabutech.
Unless Toei Stitches says no because we know Toei.
Psychos did mention Just Beyond is out of print. Yeah, Just Beyond has been out of print apparently since January, but they haven't said like why. I don't know. We'll circle
Just
back
Beyond
around.
wasn't Just Beyond. No, Just Beyond was that the latest set or was that the
Just
first
Beyond was
set?
the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy Carr, welcome. Jeremy Carr says sucks no Scheider. SHA4 Jason was expecting Scheider. I think a lot of us were expecting Scheider.
I forget. Was Scheider adapted in VR Troopers?
Yes, Scheider was adapted to
So
VR Troopers.
So that's probably why it was.
That could be why,
definitely...
but they also got us Masked Rider. So I don't know where the licensing.
Well, here's the thing: people like VR Troopers,
right? And VR Troopers was relicensed by Saban to release back when they were doing Samurai and all that.
Yeah.
So
So
and
there's probably a more
for Gbon.
So it probably costs.
I think Scheider's going to be more expensive because they have to like the sub license.
Scheider and Metalder. Those are going to be very expensive to get.
Metalder,
and B-Fight,
Spielbahn, B-Fighter, and B-Fighter Kabuto. I think those 5 shows are going to be under extra licensing. It's going to probably be like Sentai, where they have to license it through Hasbro, through to Toei. Yeah. And why they skipped Jiraiya, I don't know. Now, I did hear from a couple people in the Tokyo fandom, this has been in the works for years. So it's maybe possible they were working on Gbon before Gavon and Scheider, before Gavon and Sharavan, and then they're just now releasing it.
Yeah, because I think people need to realize that.
Yeah.
I think people need to realize that licensing takes forever, and just
more
because
specifically too, subbing these shows takes forever.
Yeah, so they might get a license for these series now, but we won't see them into like almost 2 years because they need to work the legal and sub it.
Yeah, so we'll see. I know everyone's commenting about
Just Beyond.
Yeah, Just Beyond. I think Just Beyond's going to come back. I think they may be repackaging it or something. I don't know.
I really hope because I've been meaning to pick up these Metal Hero sets for a while, and I really hope they can get it. Also, give it a slipcase because I just remember yours didn't came.
Mine didn't have a slipcase. A bunch of other people's got their slipcase. There's slipcases, so I don't know what's up with that. I will say that I do think we're going to get more Metal Hero. I don't think they're going in order. And
no. I mean, they started with Just Beyond. We knew they were
Jambalaya says they got
order.
Gavon in 2020. Yeah, it takes a while for them to work on these. I don't think it's. I'm not gonna like. This was discussed in our Discord. The Power Rangers appearances of Jiraiya and Gavon. Gavon being in Power Rangers didn't block him. Just Beyond's in stock right now. Jambalaya says. Let me go double check that.
Where? Crunchy?
I'm assuming
store?
Crunchyroll store. I'm gonna go look right now. What I was gonna say was that. You know, they didn't skip Jiraiya because of Ninja Steel, because they would have skipped Gavin. I don't know if Jan Person is going to be available, though, because Jan Person... Crunchyroll store has Just Beyond right now. If you guys go to Crunchyroll store, you can order Just Beyond. So, Jan Person, I don't think will get blocked by Beetleborgs. Because...
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting Jan Person was in Beetleborgs.
Yeah, they used footage from the crossover and had Jan Person and Gun Gray. Gun Gray? Whatever his name was, Gun Guy.
Because
Yeah.
because I think the reason those don't count because they're not adapting a series. Because there's a difference between adapting a series and just having a character appear.
Yeah, as John Bly said, no footage from Jan person was used. Yeah, it's just like with Jiraiya and Gaban, right? It's not footage from their shows, so it's fine. It's not going to block their shows. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, because when Kelly wouldn't like was Captain Chaku, for example, and wouldn't that be under the new Gabon, like the new
That would have been
generation
Gaban Type
Gabon?
G. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so not the original Gabon.
Yeah.
You know,
If it's
yeah.
footage from that show, that would put it under the purview. Hence, Metalder, Spielbahn, Scheider, B-Fighter Kabuto, and B-Fighter.
Mhm.
So, yeah, Just Beyond is out of print according to Discotek's website. So if you guys want it,
Grab it.
Grab it if you can. All right, moving on. Target's being dumb. So Target is joining Best Buy sort of in the we're not going to sell physical media, but I got to say that Target's response is a little bit better. Best Buy
It's
was
not
like,
straight.
no physical media for anything, and then not even online, and now their stores have giant empty sections with nothing to fill.
It's depressing to go into a Best Buy now.
I haven't even been in one all year.
Like I went to one because we still get appliances, like and that's the thing, as much as we all like rave for home media and all that stuff, Best Buy sells more than home media.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that get their appliances.
The funny part is they still sell Blu-ray players.
Yeah.
So the thing is that Target's been rolling back for a while. I noticed my Target.
They've been shrinking.
They've been shrinking the disc media section and increasing the vinyls and increasing books. Just how it is.
So I guess it's one of those you get one medium or the other, which is like nice and bad at the same time.
The thing I did think that was interesting about this is IGN reached out to them. And Target has said they will continue to sell physical movies and TV shows by offering thousands of titles online, but have limited selection in retail stores, such as new releases or during key times in the year when they're more popular, like during the holidays. That tracks with what they did last year. Like, last year there was a huge influx for Christmas, and they have a bunch of stuff online you can't find in stores, and that doesn't sound like it's any really changing.
This honestly, this doesn't sound too bad, because it makes business sense. You don't want to have a landfill of Blu-rays and DVDs at your store that will shelf warm. Yeah, especially when you know that people want to get the newer stuff because they want to get the newer stuff. So honestly, this is
I don't
not
go walking into Target tomorrow and like say if I go to Target tomorrow, I'm not gonna go walking in there going, man, I really want to pick up Dune 1. Like I want to walk in there and pick up whatever the new release is. You know.
Yeah. And do you mean the new Dune 1 or the original Dune?
Either or. You know my point. My point there is you don't go in looking for the old stuff usually if you're going to a store because you'll just order online.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad the books are selling. Andreas mentioned glad more books are selling. People actually still like reading. I'm glad too. I love books.
Books have been. It's really people joke about no one reads anymore, but it really feels like the book industry has been getting a lot more attention, and not even just comic
books,
like actual
novels, graphic novels, young adult book. The whole book industry in general is booming at the moment. I think.
It's definitely interesting. It's nice to see. It's really.
Jambalaya says, "I hope Target keeps up doing the buy two get one free every year." I hope so too because they do that multiple times a year, and it's my way to. I usually catch up on books more than physical media, but I love those sales. I give Target money for those.
Target has some great sales.
Yeah. Eric Haney says, "You guys think there'll be more Dragon Ball Super? Is that done?" I think that it's going to be on break for a long while.
Yeah,
but I think it will come back eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Okay, that is. It's funny. Muteki says that some states were banning books. In a way, banning books made them sexier and made people more interested in books.
Yeah, it's now a rare collectible.
Now it's like, oh, what was this banned for? I gotta know.
It's like when
sometimes they're banned for the stupidest things, and you gotta read it, and you're like, oh,
exactly.
It's like when
Pokemon just because they showed how to bake a cake or something.
It's like
yep.
It's like when Pokemon cards got banned, and people were like, we must get them.
Mm-hmm. It's like that, yeah. Jamie's World, Dragon Ball Daima is still coming out.
Daima's absolutely.
Daima's been written for years.
Matter of fact, it's coming out so hard. It used to be just web only. Now it's getting a TV.
Yep.
Yeah.
I anything that Daima's still fine. Like Toriyama's stuff didn't affect that. That's a good point. Kyle says someone who's working at Target. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people buying those Dune box sets. I've been seeing people walk out of stores with box sets of Dune, and that makes me so happy that the movies are getting people to go. I don't know how long the next movie's going to be. I got time to read. Let me read the books. Like, that is...
Target's making a lot more manga.
They
Like
have
a
been,
lot
yeah.
more manga.
I saw all the Kaiju number 8 volumes at Target last time I was there. Spyro says, I hope Beast Wars gets another physical release. I would imagine it will, because it does seem like Shout is re-releasing some Transformers, even if they're not doing new stuff. But
Pray to the heavens that Image reprints the IW series.
Welcome, Common JoJo. All right. SH Figure Arts news. There's one thing to talk about that I want to talk about, because I slapped down the news. Cut it down for today. Super Android 17. It's funny, considering that the only GT Figure Arts we got are main heroes, and our first villain out of Figure Arts is the one that Dragon Stars didn't do.
Yeah, because Dragon Star did Omega Shinron and Super Baby 2. I'm not sure that was intentional. Like, I'm not sure Bandai, like, because
they are one company now.
Yeah, we'll get to the situation when we get to the Power Rangers stuff. Like, Bandai of America is fully just folded into Bandai in general, like Bandai Namco now. They're all one company. So basically, was this planned?
It feels planned. It really does.
Because to be because you look at the analytics, like
this kind of cloth bandana thing.
Because you look at the analytics, the Super 17 arc is the least popular arc in GT.
I mean, it was really dumb. Piccolo's in hell.
I mean, if you're talking about the 3 villains, which one's the least popular? Super 17, right?
Yeah. Yep. So, it's interesting that this one gets the figure.
Yeah.
So,
I gotta think it was planned. They're like, oh, people can get their Omega Shenron and their baby, and we'll do this next. And, yeah.
Like, this is, for those hardcore collectors, pretty much, scenario, I imagine.
9,900 yen.
Spin Dash says, it's weird because they committed doing SH figures on all the characters and fighters, but we still need Super Baby. Yeah, it's weird. That's why I thought it was so strange they went Super 17. Small Dream says it shouldn't be planned. Yeah, that's what we mean, is that it's kind of like the Digimon model kits and the Figure Arts never doing the same thing at the same time anymore.
Yeah, because, again, I think Bandai has definitely changed ever since their merger, all the big merger stuff, for good and bad. And it feels like now Bandai, the giant, the big management people running everything, sees there's a re-strategy. I was like, okay, our American team is doing Shinron and Baby. Let's have Tamashi do 17 because more people will buy the Baby and Shinron more than the 17. And so we'll let 17 be the high-end collectible because only hardcore collectors would buy Super 17. That's what I'm getting. It feels like that. And it might be also similar with characters like Yamcha or TN. Like the characters that the general audience won't get, but the diehard Dragon Ball fans want. It feels like that's the strategy now.
That's what it feels like, yeah, because they have not done Yamcha and TN, but they just did Figure Arts of them, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Dragon Fist effect? Because I think it's a little lame.
Leaves a lot to be desired. It just looks like a pencil. It is a pencil stencil.
It's an acrylic.
It's acrylic.
Acrylic. Huh.
I get it. The Dragon Fist is a really hard move to.
I hope it's acrylic and not just like the flimsy piece of plastic that Absolute Tartarus came with for his portal effect.
Yeah, I get it because the Dragon Fist is such a hard move to realize in plastic that isn't a statue.
Does it come with a stand for Goku, or do you have to figure that out on your own?
I won't be expecting to figure it out on your own.
How do you get him in that pose and hold him there? That's what I want to know.
Really hope your Tamashi stand.
Cool. Make it glow in the dark, and then I'll like it.
Oh, I think my problem is I wish they choose the giant dragon coming out, just the head instead of the whole body.
Yeah.
Because the most iconic part of Dragon Fist is the giant dragon coming out, not the dragon behind Goku.
Yep. So basically you get the head for Goku and then the standee thing. It's just the crow. Bring your own damn Tamashi stage. That's what they keep telling me, and I'm like, I'm out. I need more.
That reminds me how in all the promo photos of the action figures Lloyd and Yor for Spy Family, they always had them photographed with chairs that they do not come with.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. All right. Next up, McFarlane Toys. I just want to talk about these. Coming way too damn late. The Shazam and Freddy Freeman 2-pack from the movie.
This is so weird.
McFarlane's so timely. Why are they doing this a year after anyone cares? I mean,
especially because, not like just doing because I doubt we're gonna get the rest of the Shaman. Like it makes sense why it's Freddy because he's the other main character of the movies. But like
But
it's
there's no
so
way we're
weird that
getting the rest of them if they're putting Freddy in a 2-pack.
yeah, and like again, why now? Because we haven't. Well, I mean, they did release a Dawn of Justice Superman. So I guess
Backtracking to Super 17, Kyle brought up a good point. Can't believe Super 17 is just a GT Goku accessory set to make his level 3 in fighters. Yeah, kind of got on there something. You actually kind of maybe cracked the code why they did Super 17.
No. That's you need extra DLC. You need to get the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You want the super level 3.
Oh god, yeah. Anyways, this is weird, right? Because I love the Shazam movies, but even I don't care about buying this.
I think it's one of the things where it's like, why would they do this? The DC use over, but then again, I remember just because it's over doesn't mean they can't make toys of it still because there's still gonna be people that
throwing a Freddy in with a battle damage Shazam is not giving me
and Mr.
confidence
Mind.
we're gonna get. And Mr. Mind, yeah, there's a little Mr. Mind down here, which is cute.
Wasted potential. You should have been the main villain in the movie. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a fine set. It just like. Small dream. Mark Waid's Shazam run is over. The Shazam comic is still going, but Mark Waid left it to go do Absolute Power.
Josie Campbell's taking over.
Yeah. The first issue of Josie Campbell on Shazam was good though, so it's a good comic.
I probably gonna stop after stop so I can actually read the run.
Yeah.
But like I love Josie Campbell's work, so I have good faith in her work.
So anyways, the thing is, again, yeah, if we're putting Freddy in a 2-pack, there's no way they're making Darla and those other people that I don't care as much about because Darla's the best. But I would get the whole. Yeah, Corey Robinson said, I get the Shazam figures. The whole family was insured. That's where I'm at too. I'm not gonna buy this just because we've seen Todd start teams and not finish them. Anyone remember animated Teen Titans where we got
the one cyborg
and that was it. Yeah, it's weird. Moving on. The other thing is this is a better 2-pack. I think this was actually kind of smart. Eric, the reason Shazam has black paint on his suit is because he got electrocuted and stuff and he's damaged from the movie. It is movie accurate. We're getting a Punchline in Joker 2-pack. For those not up on DC Comics, Punchline is the Joker's new girlfriend, which I thought was a great idea. It's like, yeah, get Harley away from Joker. She's moved on. Give the Joker a new girlfriend. Punchline.
I actually do have. It happened in JMT's fourth Batman run. Like main book Batman run.
It was like a couple years ago, right? It's been like 2 or 3 years.
I have the trait for that.
That sounds about right. When I
is that Joker reuse of Arkham Joker? Because
he's reusing parts from a lot of things, but he is that era appropriate Joker. For
that collar though.
That collar is new. Yeah.
Act 80s turned it all the way up collar guy.
It's a really nice guy. Yeah. So, I have the Frontier Joker, which is still a nice Joker, but that's like post Joker quote unquote dying with his eye missing. It's like I actually want a normal Joker, and this does look nice.
I think this looks like a nice 2-pack. I know.
Is that how Punchline looks in the comics?
Yes,
I'm asking because I'm like, Punchline actually looks like
she's actually spot on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like she actually should be with the Joker. Like
comment joke. How is Joker still alive? Because he's the Joker.
You know when his movie made $1 billion?
Yep.
He will never die.
It's not like Alfred. It's not like Alfred where I'm really give kudos to DC for keeping him dead.
Props to DC. Alfred's been dead for 4 years.
Yeah, so give it props because that was a major change in the comic. I'm really glad that stick because it really brought some really good stories from that.
This is a good 2-pack. I think this is solid. I know Jorge Jimenez was really popping off on Twitter about how excited he was with Punchline getting a figure because he loves drawing her. So this is great.
Also, look, another woman.
Yeah, Hellfire. Bane killed Alfred 4 years ago, and he's been dead since. Also, yeah, another woman. See? There are women in this line. The thing is, we talk about, this was brought up in the Discord server about Power Rangers, how Bandai America said, oh, the women don't sell in Power Rangers, and it turned out to be true because they shelf-warmed. I think that's what Todd's trying to avoid with the DC Multiverse line. And it's not to say that, he thinks that there should be no women, but more that, the market is weird.
The market is weird. That's true.
Yeah, with that whole thing, I think people really need to recognize, yes, it sucks that they're limiting women. But look, if you're a business and you see the numbers and you have to, if you want to keep going, it's one of those you have to scenarios.
It's not a...
It sucks, but...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Eric Heine, that's Punchline with Joker. She's a newer character. I might get this set, though, because I actually like Punchline's design.
I do too, actually. I just seen it my first time here.
Yep. All right. And now for my weekly dunk on Star Wars. I
Oh man.
I gotta tell you guys, I was going through the Black Series checklist. I was reworking my spreadsheet to make it public so it could be in the Discord. Guys, this line fell off a cliff for me in the last 10 years. This pack here is a Target exclusive of the droids from Peli Motto's repair shop. We still don't have Peli Motto herself, but we get her droids, which are all repaints of pre-existing molds, for $50.
Yeah, but remember how last week we praised the Marvel team for really good pricing, even though apparently the Superior Spider-Man was wrong price on Amazon. But
Superior Spider-Man still being $30 means he was still cheaper than Iron Spider.
Yeah, but like seeing this 50 is like, what happened? Curse you, Disney tax.
Yep. And again, my biggest problem with this is even the $50. It's a Target exclusive, it's like whatever, but like $50 was too much. Where's Peli Motto though? Why have you not made Amy Sedaris in Star Wars gear? Like, why would you not make that? Or you could have sold me on this pack if you put her in it. I would have bought all these droids if it came with her, you know?
A complete set, like $50 if it's a complete set of her, like whole crew. Fine.
Yep. Would have worked great. All right, then we have indistinguishable Mandalorian figure number 412, the Mandalorian Privateer. I think he's a Walmart Target exclusive. Guys,
you know, I haven't caught up in Mando since season 2. So every time I hear all these different Mandalorians, my brain keeps thinking you're saying like Wacky Mattel variants for these Mandalorians.
They might as well be, because there is in season 3 there's a ton of Mandalorians. And they're just a lot of background guys. And they're making all the background guys. The problem I have is they keep making the blue ones. There are brown, green, white, yellow. There's so many colors of Mandos in the background. And yet they keep making the blue ones. And I thought I was going crazy. And no, Yakface proved me right. Look how many blue Mandalorian figures we've gotten recently.
Look, clearly they're imposed the blue team. They don't like the Reds or the other teams. They're on Blue Squad. They're forever on Blue Squad.
We got 9 that all have essentially the same color scheme. And then we have these 7 that also are like essentially they're all shades of blue. Guys, I like that one Power Rangers in Space episode where they're all blue, but come on. Mr. Tanuki says, the only Star Wars I have in pre-order is Squid Games Jedi and Padawan X-23, aside from Carl Weathers when he passed. I hadn't gotten one in a year. I only have Trinity Jedi on order. Like, I'm right there with you.
I like you're calling them by their franchise they're also known for.
I don't remember anybody's name in the Acolyte, and even after watching it, I may not remember, because I still refer to everybody in Andor by my made-up nicknames. Small Dream says, is this the Fleet Commander guy that was totally not meant to be the guy named before being cut, or they already do him? They already did him. He is this one here in the center. Guys, I mean, they're cool, like, to fill out background names, but can we get another color?
Blue Sentai! Bando Rangers!
Seriously. That's it for toy news. It's time to talk about Transformers 1. Let's get this queued up.
No, alright, so in 2007, the first Transformers film came... Oh, wait, that
wrong Transformers 1. I hate the title. I'm just gonna... I want to get all my, like, spicy... I don't... It's not a spicy take. I don't like the title of this movie.
It should just be called, like, Origins or Cyber... something.
Transformers Origins Orion Pax would sure give you a flashback to a Wolverine movie, but it would have been a better title. Spin Dash, nothing for SMP Union, because I had to cut news stories just to get through everything today. And SMP Union, I didn't see anything, like, new. Like, there is stuff happening, but, like, when there's something new, we'll talk about new. But we are at 1 hour in. I'm going to set an alarm. Guys, we're going to talk about Transformers for 30 minutes. Or maybe 25. I don't know. Let's just see how long this takes. We're not going over 30. Let's go.
All right, you go first.
Okay, should I go first for my thoughts on this? Let me give a recap so people are like going, what the hell is Transformers 1? So, Transformers 1 is a new upcoming animated movie taking place on a pre-Cybertronian war Cybertron, starring the characters of Orion Pax and a bunch of characters whose names are only numbers at the time. and it's coming
Original,
out this September.
original continuity. Original continuity. Also,
Original
I think some people.
continuity.
Yeah, some
Don't
people
ever
keep
listen
thinking
to Lorenzo Di Bonventura because he's crazier than Takara. But original continuity, movie that may lead into something else, may not. Depends on how it does. Original continuity. We got a trailer. It's like a 2-minute trailer, and it's here. So I want to give thoughts, just broadly about it. This isn't like a trailer breakdown or anything. I'll kind of have like a little round table discussion. Like I said, I hate the name. It's just not distinctive. Like, it's like when they named the Xbox One. Like,
or Mortal Kombat.
Or Mortal Kombat 1. I hate when we're doing a new thing that has the name 1 to be like, it's the start. But like,
Yeah.
no. What happened to Origin?
You know what reminds me of people trying to like sell pre-ripped jeans and stuff?
Yes. That's a good example.
No. It's like people like it when there's what you can't force that stuff.
Okay, so I think top line stuff, animation looks great, right? I think the animation
Yeah, I
looks
got no
good.
complaints there.
Yeah, no.
It looks pretty.
The actual look of the show, yeah.
I like all the Transformers Prime references all over the place.
Well, yeah, having Arachnid there.
Arachnid's there. Some of the other like design stuff is great.
There's a lot of deep cuts. I'll say that there's a lot of deep cuts, which is really cool to see.
A lot of deep cuts. I love some of the design work of some of the background characters and all that. It feels like it's pulling from more than just G1, which is great. Oh god. See, Sutargo says, imagine if James Gunn renames Superman again as Superman 1. Naming it Superman is bad enough as is.
To be fair, that's definitely a Warner Brothers decision, not James Gunn.
Totally. I wish we kept Superman Legacy as the title. It would have been distinctive.
That was a good meme. That was a good meme. That was a good meme.
There's a lot of stuff pulled, which I think is great. Here's I guess. Let's just talk the positives first. Voice acting.
You want me?
The voice acting and voice direction is great. I love it. I love the voice acting and the direction given to the voice actors. We have, let's go through the celebrity cast real quick. Orion Pax is being played by Chris Hemsworth, but you could hardly tell because he's doing a really good
He's actually doing there's definitely some colon, but like he's doing his own take, which is good. That's what I want more Optimus actors to do, is not just be colon again.
Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron is terrific because it's Brian Tyree Henry and he's great in everything. I've never seen that man give a bad performance, even in bad movies. That takes skill. That takes skill. Yeah, he's really great. We got Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1, and Alita 1 does not get name dropped in the trailer. So if you thought this was RC,
yep,
it's not. It's Alita 1.
I was one of those people.
Yep.
She actually, I like her voice. She fits Alita 1 a lot.
Scarlett Johansson's been doing the celebrity voice acting game since what? Kung Fu Panda 1?
The SpongeBob movie.
SpongeBob movie, yeah. She's been doing it a while. And then Keegan-Michael Key is Bumblebee. I like Keegan-Michael Key.
Oh, no wonder. Yeah.
I want him to get better parts, though.
Also, we have the Beyonder as Alpha Trion in this movie.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne is Alpha Trion. John Hamm's in it, apparently, as Sentinel Prime.
Sentinel Prime, yeah.
And Steve Buscemi's the villain.
Which is probably a Quintesson by the looks of it, if I had to guess.
But I gotta say that you hear celebrity voice cast, and I always say, wait till you... Oh, sorry, Cass, go ahead.
Oh, no, same as Steve Buscemi. It's like the guy who got fed to the wood chipper in Fargo?
Yes, that guy.
Wasn't the... he's the day trader from Last Transfers to Last Night.
Steve Buscemi was also just cast in something else recently. Can't remember what it was. But anyways,
a lot of people may know him just as Hello Fellow Kids Man.
Hello Fellow Kids Man, yeah, that's probably his most famous role now. So here's the thing. Whenever you get a celebrity voice cast, I always say wait till you hear it, because what I have found in my experience of watching, reviewing, and discussing movies, when it comes to celebrity voice casts in these anime movies, it comes down to the voice direction. Is the voice director saying, no, just sound like your normal self? Or is the voice director saying, can you give me a little bit more gravitas in the Optimus voice? Can you put a little bit more Megatron into it? Like, is the voice director kind of coaching them through it and giving them, like, can you do more of this? As opposed to going, oh, it's the celebrity, I'm not going to tell them how to do their job. Because that is what I think is crucial and why like when you get like a Ghibli film that has a bunch of celebrity voices, it sounds natural.
There's a perfect
Robert
perfect
Pattinson.
example for that sound out of
Yes.
celebrities and voice acting, giving them direction. You ever played SSX Tricky?
Yes.
There's a behind the scenes bonus on it where they show them recording in the voice booth and the actual director saying, "Hey, can you do this? Hey, when you talk, and you don't have to sound as angry. Maybe do some of them a little more loose, or
Yeah.
talk through your teeth." And he was
Or-
actually giving like
or you
the
wanna
direction
get-
you're talking about. That's
or-
why that game still sounds good.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
you want to see bad examples? Look at Tobey Maguire's voice performance at the end of Spider-Man movie games.
Exactly. Yeah.
You mean where he just was there for a paycheck and
Oh
burrito?
no! Oh
Secret
no!
Life of
Mary
Pets 2, you can
Jane!
hear Harrison Ford giving less than 2 shits.
Yep.
And so the thing is that I think
I like how for every Idris Elba's Knuckles, there's a Chris Pratt's Garfield.
it's so funny. I
Yep.
gotta say, at least with Garfield, Chris Pratt's normal tone sounds a heck of a lot like Garfield. That one kind of worked out, but I think that the voice direction on this is solid. I think that Chris Hemsworth sounds good as an Optimus to be. You know, I think everybody's well cast. I think Brian Tyree Henry's gonna like kill it out of the whole cast. I think he's gonna be really like the strong performance here. That being said, the animation, the trailer is cut like an Illumination Greatest Hits trailer.
Yeah, because I
Which
think
is
my
not
overall
fun.
That's my problem.
yeah,
I
because
felt
I think
so
Well-
like taken out of it. Right
Yeah,
You feel
because-
old when you watch a trailer
Yes!
like this. And you're
I-
like, this
yeah,
is for the kids, not for me.
which I think's a really bad move.
Yeah.
Because like my only if you get my quick thoughts, my only thing I'm not gonna be a fan of is Bumblebee in this movie. Not because how he acts in the trailer, because Bumblebee's annoying, but I just don't. In principle, in terms of story, I know he's there because Hasbro, Kid Peel Gary. But as in terms of the storytelling for the Transformers series, Bumblebee being here with Orion Pax this feels weird. Because he's supposed to be the young one. He's supposed to be like a product of the war of Cybertron. So have him being buddy buddies with Pre-Optimus, Orion, this feels odd to me. But in terms of everything else, I'm waiting to see how the movie does it. But like,
Yeah.
I think in terms of this is not a trailer because how is one of those because people like even though Rise of Beasts definitely got a more positive reaction than the Bay films, there was still that stigma for the last night, and that's why they make a bunch of little money. So having this trailer be so comedic like any other animated movie trailer is a bad move because I feel like you need to give a reason why you should watch this Transformer movie versus others.
Kind of like when we got the Mutant Mayhem trailer, and it's like, wow, because we saw the weird ass designs first, and then we're like, oh, how's this going to turn out? And we saw the trailer, like, oh, there's a lot of
the Mutant
love
Mayhem
into
is a better
this.
example.
Yeah,
Mutant Mayhem is such a better example because that was only a teaser we saw first with Turtles, but you got a vibe. You got the vibe of the movie when Mutant Mayhem's first trailer. This clearly, I could tell, is not the vibe of the movie. I can tell there's
definitely a lot
exactly.
of underlying stuff. Like there's shots of Megatron like looking at relics and got red eyes and stuff. I'm like, there's going to be some drama in this, right?
Essentially, if his idea of
the trailer,
it's gonna be the rise of Optimus Prime and the fall of Megatron. That's the idea we're getting. This is the origin story, and having such a comedic trailer was not a good idea.
Nope.
No, because essentially the whole idea of them going to the top surface in Cybertron and seeing all this luscious organic.
Oh, I was
stuff.
like, oh, Beast Machines fan getting rectified. That Beast Machines has a lot to contribute to the lore.
Yeah, and like you should emphasize the mystery. Like I'm thinking of I'm not sure you guys seen this trailer, but you guys seen the trailer for DreamWorks' next movie, the Wild Robot? I'm not sure you guys seen that.
I
movie
saw
trailer.
that and then forgot I watched it because I thought it was not great.
Really? Because I
thought it was. I was like, this is just every other movie I've seen. I didn't.
Really? Because I thought that was a beautiful trailer.
I thought it looked good, but I think story wise, I was just like, is this just Wall-E or Iron Giant again?
But I still feel like that. Well, I still feel that trailer was something intriguing. I feel like that grabbed me. Like I want to see the story. Here, like I didn't get a story for this. I just got to see funny robots doing funny things.
I got the vibe off this that I'm going to watch it at least once, and then we'll see if I watch it ever again. I'm not excited for it, but I wanted to ask a couple comments from the chat. Hey, ARG and Marco, Datboy Steve, we're talking about Wolverine and Deadpool next. Let's see. There was something else. Will Letfield's Fat Planet be in this movie? No, it's in some weird commercial for like trucking equipment. No joke. There's a commercial running around out there. It's using
legit.
Fat Planet.
Yeah. Wheels showed me it. I was like, what the?
Yeah, it's like for like trucking equipment, I think.
Yeah. It's for like
Yeah.
truck equipment and like stuff like that.
Common Jojo, I'm not a fan of Ultimate X-Men. I didn't like any.
What about the new? Wait, what do you think? Which one?
Oh, sorry.
No,
The original Ultimate X-Men I did not like whatsoever. Peach Momoko's Ultimate X-Men I'm digging a lot so far. All right, so we will talk about toys in a moment. I think just capping this off that like I hope this movie does well because I'd love to do a Transformers viewing guide in September. But I'm a little worried because of how the trailer reaction's going that it's not going to give me that good old SEO algorithm boost.
Again, like there's potential in this movie. I can definitely see there's stuff in this movie I think could be really good, but I need to wait and see more.
What I'm hoping for is that this movie's going to surprise us, and there's going to be like a lot of really cool like story elements and character developments and stuff.
Yeah, I think I want this movie to do well.
I'm slightly worried that all that stuff is there, and then corporate mandated so much comedy in it that doesn't.
Yeah, it still honestly, the trailer made it feel more kiddie than let's say the actual kids show Earthspark, which is again, if you haven't seen Earthspark, Earthspark is a very mature show, surprisingly. Like it's fantastic. You watch it.
Yeah. Common Jojo, I'm mixed on the original Ultimate Spider-Man. I love the new one. But yeah, Falcon Sex. I've been watching it a few times. I'm assuming there'll be a dark third act turn. Yeah, it has to get Megatron, right? There has to be a fallout. The thing is that this is why it's weird for me, is that I'm not 100% sold on it, but I'm not 100% against it either. You know, I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm not like I.
That being said, I showed this to my parents once, and they loved it. They loved the trailer for this, but they watch all the Trolls movies and like all the Despicable Me. They watch all the Illumination and DreamWorks movies. So it's like I don't know that maybe they're just in the market for it because that's just what they've been watching.
I mean, there's some really kind of nasty replies to the trailer, and again, I just think that's more due to how bad the trailer was. And
I will also say Dan Larson's wise words of, and then the fandom realized that they have grown up and they've moved on from it, and the new thing doesn't have to be for them, and they let it go. Oh wait, that never happens.
Yep, that's definitely a case. So
that's where I kind of like my thought is I'm going to watch this once. If I don't like it, I'll just never talk about it again. I'll just move on with my life. That's how I'm doing.
Transformers. There's a lot of other media Transformers to enjoy.
Yeah,
right now.
There's plenty.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, and this is my same thing with Power Rangers since 2016. Regardless of what the media does, you give me good comics, I'm going to be a happy camper. I ain't going to complain about anything. You give me good comics, and right now Transformers comics are amazing. So.
Where's Earthspark Season 2 Paramount? I'm waiting.
They're airing a trailer for it next month.
I hope.
Yeah, I do hope they don't launch Earthspark Season 2 right at the same time this movie comes out. They need to be given each other space.
Like, there's gonna be some synergy, definitely. Because the second batch came around the same time as Rise of the Beast. Remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's gonna be some synergy.
Falcon Tech brings a very good point, and we got a moment to talk about this. This is a big problem that all legacy brands are facing. They're all struggling to attract newer generations. I'm going to give you a key I'm going to actually go to a face cam on this, just so I can get this in. I'm going to give you a key example about why legacy franchises are failing this. They're not willing to let the old people go. And I'll give you a very great example. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is a movie that has way too many characters, and therefore none of them get enough screen time. And the reason why is because instead of just focusing on the new generation of Ghostbusters with a couple of the original actors in as like a supporting role, they put all the original actors in, all the new actors in, and new characters on top of it. It gets bloated, so the new characters don't get the development the old characters got in their own separate movies, and therefore, how is the new generation going to get attached to the new characters and actually stick around? And it's the same problem the sequel trilogy has, where the older characters suck up all the airtime, so the newer characters don't get any kind of groundwork to work off of. I think that's one of the biggest problems we have.
I think Transformers is one of the better franchises in terms of that kind of issue, because I feel like they essentially with something like Earthspark, where it does focus on the new characters of the Matos.
That's
the
what I love about
Matobot.
Earthspark, is that it's actually new stuff. It's not look at
Because
the
they're
G1.
taking. Yeah, no, they. I think Transformers. Like you want to compare it to other franchises. I think Transformers throughout its whole history is probably the. I never, in terms of the media, I never really got that feeling of it's G1 again. No, if each Transformers show has their own identity, whether you like it or not, you have to admit each era, each show has
Yep.
their own identity, and thus there's no baggage in terms of that legacy problem because and I think transform and such and
Did we lose?
Yeah.
Did,
Right?
did Ryan?
no,
go?
no, 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 no,
Oh.
I just finished. I finished. What I was
Oh, okay.
saying.
Sorry, I thought it kind of trailed off a little bit. AMG and Marco says, I think an example of this issue with Frozen Empire is the library part. Yeah, Patton Oswalt doesn't need to be in that movie. He doesn't serve any purpose besides just adding another character. I think this is the thing. Somebody mentioned Sonic because Sonic has different chunks of. That's how you do it too. And I also think that Sonic is accessible, even though all the games are in one timeline. You can just jump in wherever, you know. I will say that in terms of Transformers keeping its legacy going, the Transformers fandom needs to get used to new ideas because even if they don't always work out, like Beast Machines is my go-to example. Beast Machines is not a show that works in full. It's got a massive amount of problems, but it brings in the most, and I mean the most interesting and discussable ideas to the Transformers lore that have ever been introduced by a single show, and yet everybody just writes it off because, oh, it's a bad Beast Wars sequel.
Same with Earthspark. I have similar thoughts about Earthspark. That Earthspark brings so much great new additions to the franchise, and I feel like people are writing it off because it's the kiddie show, even though it has a lot of mature stuff in it.
People wrote off Cyberverse, and I thought Cyberverse was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's and we'll probably talk about similar things when we get to Power Rangers, but I feel like but it's one of those things where I think that's why Transformers is such a core franchise. I think that's why Transformers lasted this long. For example, it's such a there's a reason why this brand's been going like even with the films going in and out, either successful or not. This brand would never die because I think it has that good legacy to it.
All right, let's talk about toys, though. Here's the Studio Series Optimus Prime from Transformers 1, who's a deluxe class. So there you go. You got an Optimus in every scale this year. Weird.
I like this design.
I like him.
I don't
cool.
like the weird beige yellow. I don't like the beige yellow.
Oh, no. Ryan, he's already pre-yellowed.
He's already yellow.
Yeah, he's pre-yellowed, so you don't have to worry about that.
I mean, I went up and look at my Earthrise Soundwave. Wolf, he's getting yellowed. Oh no. Yep. I like the design, and like one thing I like is how he has smokestacks on his arms, but on vehicle mode they're not smokestacks, they're like guns.
Cannons. Yeah, so he has the iconography of Optimus without being like, why is he already an Earth truck? Yep.
Yeah, he really gives me that was it War Within design?
Weisman.
Welcome. It gives me this War Within vibe, which I like. I like the design a lot.
He looks really cool. He's Studio Series 112. He's up for pre-order on different websites, but not Hasbro Pulse.
It's weird that I get it's Optimus, but like the whole point of the film is Megatron Optimus' origins.
Yeah, where's our other toys, right?
Which is weird because I think once in the trailer Orion gets the T-Cog, he becomes his body. Yeah. So why not just give it the Orion head?
I have no idea. Transformers toys are in a weird spot too. Hellfire, people wrote off Cyberverse after season 1 because season 1 was bad, but like it was. Well, I won't say bad, but it was not memorable. But season 2 onward, that show was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hellfire says everyone was worried about Skybun's run being G1 again, but they legit proved everybody wrong. That's how you got to do it. You sometimes lure them in with the nostalgia and then slap them in the face.
I like Thundercats Dynamite. Was it
unlike Thundercats Dynamite comics, which are not good, where they're just recycling everything that already existed. Speaking of other toys, though, I still feel bad for kids with Hasbro making toys for them.
Keep this in mind for later, guys.
Keep this in mind for later. Their toy line launches with a Bumblebee mask that is not the Bumblebee from this movie.
Yeah, no, it's just a re-release of the Rise of the Beast one.
What is this? Why does this keep happening too? Earthspark has this problem. Rise of the Beast had this problem. Where they take old toys and spit them
No,
back
what's
out
worse?
again in new
No, what's
colors.
worse? Soundout because if you go, I think then you go to the Mega Changers. They still keep using the Cyberverse Megatron.
Yeah.
They keep
Okay, so
using the
Bumblebee
same-
mask. Here's the Optimus mask, which is just
I love these stupid things.
God, they look
I
so
don't.
dumb.
They're so dumb, but I love them.
What is this though? Legitimately, what kid is gonna want this? I mean,
Oh, you
we
don't like
try
your
to put
shampoo?
ourselves in the minds of kids nowadays, but if you got a choice of that kid getting a video game or a cool graphic novel or a toy that looks like that, why would they go for that?
You don't like the
Yeah.
shampoo bottle figures?
No, that's just awful. That looks worse. Looks worse than a McDonald's toy. There are Transformers
cool-
McDonald's toys that have been better.
Yeah, people complain about Bandai America's more basic Morphers being McDonald's toys. Nope, these are more them
Yep.
because at least the because at least
Infinite
the
said, remember Thundercats Roar? Yeah, Thundercats Roar had more new ideas than the Dynamite Thundercats comic.
Whoa, ouch! And I know you, and we know your feelings.
And the Thundercats Roar was just a shot-for-shot remake of the original show, but as a comedy. Yeah, it's. Anyways, here is the Megatron, which again is just
the Cyberverse. Just the Cyberverse. This mold's like 5 years old now, I think.
God, if this toy line fails and we don't get a sequel to this movie because the toys didn't sell, it's straight up Hasbro's fault. You got to put some work in. Like that's the Cyberverse Starscream again, isn't it?
I think it's not Cyber. I think it's like the Evergreen Earth Battalion design.
Still looks terrible.
Because yep.
Kyle says to think we grew up with 2007 Transformers and Revenge of the Fallen toy lines. Imagine if kids had this back then in comparison. Transformers would not be around if kids had these toys during the first movie.
Remember Fast Action Battlers? Those are really good, like made for kids toys. They
Those
still
were the
transform, but they're a lot more...
subline though. They weren't the main line, which is what these things are, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these are worse than Fast Action. All right, here is our Prime Changers Alpha Trion, who is a unicorn lion, which is cool, but like I don't.
This is the main like everything is the warrior class figures.
This is like the warrior class thing, but like
they look fine. I'll say that they like these. Fine. I could give it to a kid. Like you could give the kid in this, they'll like it.
Yeah, there's the Orion packs or the Optimus Prime.
I mean,
you can give these to a kid and they'll be fine, but.
I mean, it really does kind of show how deep cut the movie is because
I mean they painted the axe better than the studio series though.
If I remember right, the whole unicorn Alpha Trion that was a deep cut to the whole BotCon was gonna repaint the Battle Unicorn figure from Movie Machines into Alpha Trion, but got like canceled.
And then we got the Titans Return Alpha Trion. That was
so that's kind of a nice to see some nice to see some deep cut. I really does good. Like no matter what, I think. The people did work on this movie, did their research. Yep. They did, or fans themselves. So I'm always going to give credit to that.
I will give them credit for that. Hasbro should be ashamed, though, the storyline sucks.
Oh, man.
All right, next object, Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm going to reset the clock.
So was that 30 minutes?
We were at 24 minutes, so we almost did 30, but I want us to get back. I don't know. We could probably talk less about Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay, so Deadpool, because the new trailer didn't really add much to discuss fully. There's some cameos.
Oh, is it really called Deadpool and Wolverine? I think I made my title card wrong. Oh, well.
Yeah,
Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah.
I definitely have a bias.
But the trailer itself, there's nothing, I would say there's nothing, it's just good. It's more, here's Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine.
This was the Wolverine trailer. The Deadpool teaser was, the first teaser was, the Deadpool trailer, right? Here's what's going on with Deadpool. This teaser was Hugh Jackman cursing it up as Wolverine.
Yeah, we got some cameos from. There's a lot of people saw a lot of cameos. We got probably our main villain, but nothing really much to discuss because
I'm glad they didn't show us too much because that's been a problem lately. Yeah.
So overall, good trailer. It's just great to see Jackman. Also, sleeveless seeing sleeveless armed Hugh.
Yeah, there he is.
Armed Hugh Jackman in the costume. So great to see.
The reason he had sleeves was because Hugh Jackman is trying to avoid getting skin cancer because it runs in his family. And so the outdoor stuff that they shot, he was wearing sleeves because of that. But this looks like it's on a stage, so that's why he's got no sleeves. So the sleeves wasn't a design choice as much as he requested to have sleeves because he doesn't want to get skin cancer. which I don't want to get skin
Oh, man,
cancer.
yeah,
Right, yeah, fair
yeah,
enough on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I didn't know about that. God.
I love the trailer.
I thought it was great too. Madonna.
Oh yeah,
I-
The
yeah.
Madonna song.
yeah. I showed you that there's a mix of that song that she officially did with DJs that I knew growing up.
Yeah.
Called "Feels Like a Prayer," where it feels like home mixed with it. And I've been like, I thought it was gonna turn into that. It's still good though. I still love like feel
Someone
I
said
still love,
there's all
Like
these
a Prayer,
rumors of
but yeah.
Taylor Swift playing Dazzler, but what if it's Madonna?
What if
That'd be amazing.
they really did well? The beginning of the trailer reminded me of Well, first there was the No, it wasn't Days of Future Past. Which one was the one in the 60s?
First
Class?
class.
First class.
First
First
class.
class.
Yeah, remember when they?
Oh, the
tried to
bar.
get
Yeah,
up
the
there?
bar
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like the first class
Yeah.
bar. Yeah.
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 It also reminds you of the trailer we got for the PlayStation game we were supposed to get. I don't know if
You
that's
can't
gonna
go
come out
wrong
or
with
what.
putting Wolverine in a bar, right?
Because he was also the bar in that trailer. If you
Sound
remember that.
and
Yeah.
I found a perfect tweet. If you're gonna talk about the villain's backstory, I found a perfect tweet to describe the main villain. I put in the
Yeah.
stream chat.
I wanted to talk. I just want to talk about everything that's not Cassandra Nova, because
Yeah,
I was
I
asked to
put in-
explain Cassandra Nova on today's stream. For those that may not be aware,
I put it in the stream chat because I think it's a perfect
I'm gonna look
way.
at that right now. Here's the thing, guys. So while people have been saying, yeah, this is the panel. This is the Okay, I'm so happy. So this is perfect. I was looking for this panel earlier and I couldn't find it. Guys, here's the thing. We didn't get confirmation as to who the villain is, okay? They showed a character who is bald, feminine looking, in a coat. X-Men fans can assume it is Cassandra Nova. It has been leaked / reported it's been Cassandra Nova. It's gotten to the IMDb page that it's Cassandra Nova. So, Cassandra Nova. You guys want to know who Cassandra Nova is? Oh boy. Let me pull up a picture of her. Because I will say, I don't know what the MCU has against old women. Or Marvel in general. But Madam Web was turned into a young woman.
Yep.
What was it? Agatha Harkness was aged down. Cassandra Nova looks like this
Aunt
in
May.
the comic.
Never forget Aunt
Aunt May
Never
as
forget.
well. Yep. Oh God, Cameron said, how do you feel about giving Hugh Jackman the brown suit? It's all I ever want. I would shut up about Wolverine stuff forever if I got Hugh Jackman in the brown suit. I literally wouldn't ever complain again. I love brown suit Wolverine so much. So, here is Cassandra Nova in the comics. Old lady. The actor playing Cassandra Nova in the movie uses they, them pronouns, but we assume that Cassandra Nova will still be going with she, her pronouns. But that actor is a lot younger. They are nice, smooth-skinned. They have a very distinct resemblance to James McAvoy, though. It's kind of amazing. Now, why would it be good that a character has resemblance to James McAvoy, who played Professor X in the what is known as the Beginnings trilogy of the Fox X-Men movies? Well, that is because Cassandra Nova was the twin sister of Professor Charles Xavier. She was apparently predicted by the Shi'ar to be the ultimate destructive evil force in the universe. And as a baby, before they were born, Charles was like, oh, that is the epitome of evil. I must get rid of the epitome of evil. And I legitimately tell you this is a real panel.
I love comic books. They're so stupid.
I just want to say thank you, Grant Morrison, for everything. This is all Grant Morrison stuff. Yes, Professor X managed to unalive his sister in the womb. And then, because of her pure evil, she was able to survive being stillborn. And I don't know, it's relevant, but E is for Extinction, the opening arc of Grant Morrison's new X-Men run, where Genosha had a genocide event caused by Sentinels, was run by Cassandra Nova. I hate this bitch more than I hate Makima from Chainsaw Man. But,
wow.
I gotta say, she's a great villain to have. Guys, I love this panel, though. Just a bam. Like that baby's not even born yet.
A baby a fetus fighting.
Scroll down, you see more.
Oh, here's a good
somebody
still.
asked,
Here's
wait,
a good still of Cassandra Nova in the movie. So as you can see, they are a lot less wrinkly. But the James McAvoy like
Scroll down, yeah. No, yes,
look
now
to-
scroll down in the
scroll
thread.
down.
There's a scroll down.
yeah, that's why I told you.
Oh, let's see. I heard this is
Yeah.
a thing in the comics, but I assumed
The
he
answer is
unalived
both.
her
Yeah,
with
that's
psychic powers. Like not that his feet is choking hers out. The answer is both. It was a dual attack. It was a
choking
punch.
and
It was a
psychic
strangle.
killing.
It was also a psychic blast. And this is why I was like, I had to be careful when talking about this on the stream. I don't care if YouTube gets me at this point. This is too funny. I love comic books. I love X-Men, and I gotta say thank you, Grant Morrison, for everything that Grant Morrison has done for all of us, whether we realize it or not. All right. Fun fact. If you guys also read X-Men comics, new X-Men issue 114 started Grant Morrison's run. You'll get the Genosha stuff that is relevant lately. If you hate Cassandra Nova as much as I do, you'll love X-Men read by Tom Taylor. I didn't say it in the video because I don't want to give spoilers, but I kind of want to give this spoiler. She's the villain of that comic. And Jean and friends telepathically link using Cerebro and then just beat the crap out of Cassandra Nova all together, and it's the most glorious thing I've ever seen. It makes me so happy. That being said,
sometimes heroes need to just pull gang tactics. Just
that's literally what Jean did. She
Yeah,
copied the Cerebro helmet and gave it to everybody so they all had psychic powers. Because she just like linked them through the Cerebro.
sometimes you just gotta go thug life.
Sometimes you got, especially when you're the X-Men. If anybody's going with gang tactics, it's got to be the X-Men, right?
Exactly.
I know. Cameron's like, can we see the Wolverine mask outside of promo? I'm kind of wondering about that too. But
No, they clearly want to focus on Hugh Jackman's back, so they
Yeah.
probably didn't want to wear the mask. Probably.
I'm sure he's gonna not wear the mask for the whole movie, but at least he'll wear it for part of it. You know.
Mm.
I gotta say though, good casting, great casting. I can't wait to see their performance as Cassandra Nova. But like, holy cow, is Vixie so happy? Yes, Master Ben, that's what we're saying. We won't say it out loud because YouTube will not like that. I also love Deadpool lovingly stroking Wolverine's claw here.
I love the scene in the beginning where like Wade has the gun pointed at Logan and he just smiles while he's doing that. That's a great scene.
The gun. So Deadpool's gun around the barrel, it says "Smile when you see the flash" is an old camera reference. Or "Smile until you see the flash" is an old camera reference because cameras used to be slow. You had to wait till the flash goes off before the picture was taken. That was actually a callback because I didn't know this, but someone pointed it out. The Deadpool 2 opening credits when they're doing the James Bond slow-mo stuff, like his guns also say "Smile until you see the flash." So, Cameron Meadow says, "Can we get a Ben Affleck Daredevil cameo?" And apparently we're getting Jennifer Garner as Elektra, so who knows? Kals, what were you going to say?
I said I love the posters. They're
they're great.
They remind me of the Batman v Superman posters, where you had like a Batman poster that was partially torn. It was Superman underneath.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I felt good about a poster because a lot of them.
Well, yeah, look, they're not made by Sony, so we're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falcons Texas, I love how high key gay the marketing is. I mean, if it's Deadpool, you gotta go for it, right?
Yes. Look, this year has a lot of gay, so I approve.
It's the very gay year of Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: any year that starts with "Bang Brave, Bang Braver" is going to be the gayest year in history, right?
Yep.
That's so great. Sonic 3 and Knuckles, well as Deadpool 3 and Wolverine. That's a good point, Cameron. RJ Marco, I think the Cassandra Nova thing was like early 2000s. So.
Now I just want the Sonic and Knuckles intro, but replace Sonic and Knuckles with Wade and Logan now.
Yeah. I think we're good on this though. I don't think we have too many other thoughts because I kind of burned through all of them. I'm looking forward to this, and I hope nobody spoils like a huge chunk of it online. Like,
oh please don't spoil this. Put that gun in.
Yep.
At that point, You may just want to avoid social media.
I've started muting hashtags already.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
Mute button. The mute is a godsend.
I've also told myself if I open Twitter, it better be to reply to someone's DM or getting tagged in something, because I'm not going to be scrolling through feeds anymore. Just for my own mental health, but also like to avoid Wolverine and Deadpool stuff. I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. I don't have a preference.
Woodpool.
Woodpool. Woodpool. Woodpool. Any final thoughts on this before we move on to the
That was
Well,
great.
you forgot the big thing there, July 26th.
Oh, July 26th?
It's your birthday.
Kouse's birthday.
Yeah, it's a birthday present. I'm taking it as one. You can't stop me.
Heck yeah. Also, little prayer, there's an Amber Alert in my area. I hope they find that child. All right. Let's.
Lord.
Did we say Wolverine needs to go find the child? I'm sure Wolverine could.
Man, I hope.
No, let's get Cable.
Cable's good at finding kids. Oh, but he's not good at
Cable
keeping them
is.
alive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah. All right. 30 minutes on the clock. We're going to talk about the biggest news topic of the day. I thought Deadpool and Wolverine was going to be our big topic of the day, to be honest.
but here we go.
All right. Chat, keep it civil. We are keeping an eye on things.
If you start fighting, delete. I'm gonna kick or delete half your comments. You start fighting in there.
Yeah. Let's not fight about this. Let's talk about this in the way we talk about things on this channel.
Civil.
Which is civilly. We're going to talk about civil. We're going to talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, all the thoughts we have on what this means. Okay? And that's why I put it at the end, because I figured, you don't want to go from this to talking about Woodpool, because I'd be trying to get us to talking about. I got my X-Men out of my system. That's what I'm saying. So I can move on.
It's like this filter out.
Yes. Hey, that's not the last time we'll mention Wolverine though in the stream. There's still more to go. So, Hasbro and Playmates have entered strategic relationship, which is just a fancy term for licensing deal, to produce and distribute Power Rangers product globally starting in 2025. Now, let's talk about what's in the press release before we talk about our thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, because I feel like half people haven't read this, which is the problem.
I think people haven't read this, and I think it's incredibly important we read this and go over it and break it down. So, Chris says there's so much misinformation with this announcement. Yeah, that's why I wanted to break it down. Fire Fury, yeah, this news was crazy.
If it's not weird, the Power Rangers part. If you like the stream, feel free to hit the like button. The like, folks.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please. Since we are jumping into the new Power Rangers segment, I know people have been waiting for this. Please hit the like button. It's such a little thing, just a click, helps the channel out immensely. YouTube loves that like button, and so please give it some love. All right, let's read. Let's do this. All right. Common Joe just says, no, I'll fight all of you guys. 1v60 plus. All right. So, Pawtucket, Rhode Island, April 22nd, 2024. Hasbro, a leading toy and game company, debatable, today announced a global licensing agreement with Playmates Toys, a global toy design, development, marketing, and distribution company. Key point in here, Playmates is a toy company. Just a toy company. Not a media empire. Just a toy company. All right. So Playmates Toys to produce and distribute Power Rangers products. Playmates is debuting its first Power Rangers collection with a kid-targeted Mighty Morphin Power Rangers toy line in 2025. I want to talk about thoughts and opinions after we read the facts, but I got to tell you, and I'm going to be real here, guys. I'm not happy that it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and it's not for the reasons you think. It's not that I'm burned out on Mighty Morphin. I just watched Star Trek come back to Playmates Toys after 20 years, have a bunch of hype and build up, and then they put out kids-focused figures based on a 40-year-old movie, a 35-year-old movie, and a 5-year-old TV show. That is not how you get kids, by throwing out stuff from several decades ago that they do not care about.
To be fair, at least kids can watch Mighty Morphin no problem.
That's
versus
true.
Star Trek. Versus Star Trek, which is a difficult thing for kids nowadays to watch. Like, kids can easily... Mighty Morphin is not complex. It's very simple. They can easily throw it on and watch it and enjoy it. Versus Star Trek,
And the question I have, and it's the question that I don't think these executives or brand managers ever think. The question is, yes, kids can watch Mighty Morphin, but do kids like Mighty Morphin?
I'm gonna bring up a thing that I think I mentioned before, but I think this whole scenario with the whole Mighty Morphin thing, it's mostly due to I think the problem with a franchise like Power Rangers / Sentai, like no matter which side, is how do you choose one team to represent every team? Because unlike Superman or Transformers or Ninja Turtles, there's no core characters you can remake over and over again. There's no like Transformers will always have Optimus Prime or Megatron, but Power Rangers, the fact it keeps changing every year, there's no core characters, and you can't really do an evergreen Power Rangers because how do you do that?
Because Power Rangers as a franchise, changing the suits every year is because they refresh it every year.
Yeah, and this also goes with Sentai. No, like if this was Sentai in this scenario, same thing. So, like, I don't. This is the problem with Power Rangers in general. How do you make product of a franchise that keeps changing? You have to choose one, and they're gonna choose the one that like did the most well, and it's the most known. I can't. It's one of the things where it's like it's. I definitely agree. How many kids care about my movie, but I also can't understand why. Because again, what do you again? There's no.
I think there is a very obvious answer as to what they should have done. Cosmic Fury. It's the most recent thing. It's on Netflix, and there's no toys to compete with on the Hasbro side.
Because Hasbro scrapped them.
Hasbro scrapped them. So why can't Playmates make Cosmic Fury toys?
I think, but remember, this is coming 2025. Cosmic Fury is gotta be like done. Like it's got that all.
I mean,
like what?
Do you want something that's 2 years old or 30 years old?
But also that goes into the whole what's more like it's again that goes into the kind of evergreen problem of Power Rangers. I think no, there's definitely a problem. Well, yeah, do you choose something that's 2 years old or 30 years old? But that's the thing is it's Mighty Morphin. No matter what people say, is kind of it's relevant.
Yeah.
Not like relevant in terms of people talk about it nonstop. No, not that kind of relevant. But like it's the zeitgeist. When people think Power Rangers, they will probably think Mighty Morphin first. It's their ideal power. Like when you think Power Rangers, you think Mighty Morphin, or at least that vague shape. Not like if you're like all that stuff. It's this is a you're trapped in a corner. What else you're gonna do scenario?
Yeah.
And I get it. I fully understand the problem with they did Mighty Morphin with the fan base and everything, and the whole like, do kids enjoy this and all that stuff?
This isn't like Star Trek, where the obvious answer was to start with Prodigy toys because there was literally a kids Star Trek show starting right when they got the license.
Yeah,
there's no media to help this line, right? The line's gonna live and die with no media. Or it's gonna live or die, and there's no media to blame. If Playmates can't pull it off, it's all on Playmates because there's no media support to say like, no, the media is the problem, right?
Yeah, and I think this is just a problem with Power Rangers and Sentai as a brand, not like because even with Sentai, if we say you reverse this and this was Sentai, in this alternate universe where it's Sentai made by Saban or Hasbro or blah blah blah, who do you choose to be your de facto Sentai team you always get marketing for? Who? That's the legitimate question. Like, do you make a Go Ranger?
The way that Toei has done it is it's whatever is current.
Yeah,
but they've also never taken a year off.
Yeah, that's the problem right now. Is there's no TV show to go alongside this and such.
Chris says, "What about comic toys?" One problem: the comics are not aimed at kids.
Yeah, those
except
are
for Ranger Academy. Ranger Academy is the only one aimed at kids, but that's also aimed at teens, not kids. Cass, did you have
with the current stuff right now? The comics.
I saw your icon pop up.
Huh?
Did you have something you wanted to add?
No, I was just agreeing about the comics not being for kids, yeah.
So I think the problem that, like you said, like what are they gonna do, right? Because there is no evergreen Power Rangers. But I gotta wonder, why do they keep pigeonholing themselves? And this is a problem that's been going back since like 2010, right? MMPR 2010, Legacy, Lightning Collect, or the kids' basic Mighty Morphin toys that Hasbro already tried. none of those worked. You know, actually, that's actually a fair point to bring up. Didn't Hasbro just do those Walmart retro, like, was it the retro box Mighty Morphin figures that were just like the basic 5-inch style?
They did several. They did those. They did those like preschool hero, big action Mighty Morphin characters. They also did those like like those deluxe like sort of holomorphing like armored pink, blue, and red figures and such.
Yeah.
And I don't know how well those sell, dude. If they did, like, that's always kind of. We were talking about this in the server.
We don't have sales data for any of these.
We don't
All
have
we can
sales
see
data.
is
That
what
is
goes
the
on
problem.
clearance, right?
Yeah, that's always the problem with trying to with kids' toys, especially, is what is the data, and we don't know at all what is the data. Did these like specific kid aim Mighty Morphin stuff do well or not? If they did do well, okay, there's an audience. If they did do well, yeah, but we don't know.
Because I would imagine if they did well, Hasbro would have done more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think while we don't know sales data, I think that with toy lines, we can see what does well and what doesn't based on two things. Does things end up in the clearance rack? And do they continue making that thing? If a line goes away, it's because it's not selling. That's just the business. That's plain and simple, right? So I wonder, do stores want another Mighty Morphin line? Right? Is this a retailer's going, all right, you're gonna give us Power Rangers toys, we want Mighty Morphin toys because that's what we know, right? As the people making those decisions. Because again, I mean, I think I've seen this problem since 2017 at this point, that Power Rangers toys, the section has shrunk at every store since 2017. And I don't think stuff is selling as well as it used to, because, I mean, we talk about, like, I know I mentioned Cosmic Fury as an option, but, like, that Morpher's sitting and collecting dust at my Target. There's, like, 10 of them.
What I think what people need to realize with Power Rangers is I think some people really don't understand how much damage the 2017 movie did.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter you like the movie or not, you like the movie, great, but like that movie flopped, bad. That did bad. Toys did bad. That whole year did bad.
Yeah.
And that damaged a lot of fate. And that's the thing. When it comes to this, do stores recognize Power Rangers in individual seasons like Mighty Morphin and blah blah blah, or did they see Power Rangers and see a black curse on their store shelves? That's the thing.
Because that was a problem with Star Trek. The reason why Playmates Star Trek did not end up in the main aisle stuck in the collector section is because the 2009 Star Trek movie toy line did so badly that nobody wanted Star Trek toys for 10 years. 12, 13 years. Then we finally got new Star Trek toys up, but they put them in the little testing section to see if they would be popular.
Which is so funny because
yeah.
I've seen people talk about Bandai. And it's so funny because I've seen Bandai. I think I've seen more of Bandai's America's anime products sell much more than Power Rangers ever been in the past years.
If you were to compare Anime Heroes and Dragon Stars
to
Power Rangers, what was it called? What was it? Legacy, right?
Legacy, or typically you talk about Legacy or Lightning?
Legacy, the Bandai line.
Yeah, Legacy. Legacy was the.
I would see walls of Yellow Rangers overstocked, right? Sakura sells out. Nobody even likes Sakura that much, you know?
Sakura from Naruto, Nobara from Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah. Like, even though they don't do that much female figures still, probably because they're so burned from Power Rangers, they still sell them. They still sell. I think that kind of shows I think that just shows the market. I think because I love Power Rangers. I like Power Rangers a lot. I like to talk about Power Rangers, but I do admit that as a brand, sadly, I just think the brand is one of those things where it feels like, I don't want to say a curse, but it feels like no matter where, like, even you're just a you're a kid or like a young teen that likes the franchise because you saw on Netflix or YouTube, watch the scenes like, oh boy, I really like this show. Let me go talk, and you just see nothing but negative, no matter what. Like, you can't talk about. It goes without
saying that the fandom discussion around Power Rangers has become a toxic hot pot where you can't step in without getting burned.
You cannot talk about Power Rangers anymore while people going like Power Rangers trash, Cosmic Fury, blah blah blah, trash suits, boring, blah blah, mid, yada yada, all that stuff. Like, it's such a toxic cesspool that, like, it's hard to get into Power Rangers now, not because of availability or anything, but just and like even not in quality, there's such a toxicness to the brand now. Wherever you go, that like is the Power Rangers brand still approachable to anybody? Because I think sadly at this point the brand's gone so bad, what either the fandom or how Hasbro's been handling it and such. It just been it sucks. It really sucks.
And
I
I do
think
think not only the 2017 movie, but Ninja Steel, just 2017 in general, is a black spot. And when I say black spot, I mean in the pirate lore and mythology, you are cursed forever until you die. Black spot on the franchise.
And we're not even talking about quality of the movie and show.
Yeah.
That is such a separate thing.
But the movie bombed. It did horrible at the box office. And the toy line bombed. And the fact that Bandai had to split their budget that year between Ninja Steel and the 2017 movie, because they do 2 toy lines, they only had money for one, meant that both toy lines sucked. They went down. I don't know. I think part of Toys R Us's money problems did come from investing so heavily in Power Rangers. And in 2017, Power Rangers started tanking because of that movie tanking, and Toys R Us died the next year. Those are not completely separate things.
I think people quite forget that that a lot of the legacy line was funded by Toys R Us. Half of them were exclusive to Toys R Us.
The roleplay Megazords and all that started as Toys R Us stuff before they started expanding a little bit. Lion Fire Fortress they made way too many of. That's for sure.
Yeah.
we learned how many of those they made. Chris says Lionsgate and Saban totally should invest in the merch. Saban did, but I think people don't quite realize how small Saban Brands was. Saban Entertainment back in the 90s was a juggernaut. But Saban Brands, Melissa Flores was doing 6 jobs at once.
Saban Brands and Bandai America were small compared to every other toy company out there. Like Bandai now, because I feel like I see some people questioning it. Bandai now is doing much better because now they're just part of Bandai Namco as a whole. They're just a American division that makes their American stuff.
And they found their niche with anime. They don't need Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, I honestly, again, I always say this, but they're doing so much better now. I don't think they want Power Rangers back because they're doing good with their anime stuff right now. And such.
Should we continue the rest of the press release and talk about some
because
other things about it?
Let's get back to Playmates specifically.
Yep. So getting back to Playmates, as part of the agreement, I'm going to highlight these as I read them so you guys know where we're at. I realized a lot of that. All right. As part of the agreement, Playmates holds the licensing rights to develop additional cross-category Power Rangers products, including action figures, blasters, plush, roleplay, vehicles, and accessories. Zords would be categorized as vehicle toys, apparently. I've looked up into some stuff about that. The deal encompasses global distribution across all regions, excluding Asia. That's a general Power Rangers thing. Sentai is Asia. Like, Bandai and Toei and Sentai and the Korean dub of Power Rangers stuff, that's Asia. And then everything outside Asia is under Hasbro.
So here's the thing I think people don't understand.
Playmates. Can we talk about the quality of Playmates toys right now?
Well, first, I need to make sure people understand. Playmates does not have the master license to Power Rangers. No,
correct.
If anyone of you guys are familiar with how DC's going right now with their toys, Spin Master has the license for any of the kids stuff.
Like that this Blue Beetle figure I'm holding up on screen.
Yeah. That includes any that costs around the $10 range, vehicles, playsets, all the shebang. McFarlane Toys has the rights to make collector figures in the $20 range.
Which is like this, or things like the superpower figures that look like the 80s.
Yes. So this is, I imagine, something very similar. Let's say, Playmates gets the rights to make toys, Zords, vehicles, and all that stuff that are in that $10 range for that scale. But Hasbro still probably has the master license for Lightning, Zap, and etc. But that's pretty much what's going on here, I imagine. Because they not say it's a partnership. They not say they're handing the rights to make toys.
It is a strategic relationship, meaning that it's not just a licensing deal, but that Hasbro can say, don't do that because we're going to do something similar.
It's like how, another example is like Jazzwares was still allowed to make Fortnite toys while Hasbro was making their Sixers line before it died.
Yep. Chris says Bleeding Cool made it sound like Playmates bought the IP. That's one of my problems with Bleeding Cool. They love They hate Power Rangers, and they will love blowing up any story that makes it look like Power Rangers having bad times. So let's talk about Playmates for a moment, okay? Because I think there's a lot of misinformation about Playmates as a company, and it's a complex topic. First of all, Playmates toys for your $10 kids figure. This is Raphael we're using as our example here, okay? So here he is. Look at him. He has got ball jointed neck. He's got universal shoulder joints, universal elbows, wrist swivels. He's got ball hinge hips. He's got knees, and he's got a bit of an ankle left and right. He also has.
And he comes with a lot of accessories.
Ton of accessories.
The size he has right now, but also if you buy the single pack, you get a weapons rack plus a little mini turtle.
Yeah, for $10. Do you know what you get for a kid's equivalent figure at Hasbro for $10? This Wolverine, who is tiny and has ball hinge shoulders, ball hinge elbows, no wrists, ball hinge hips, ball hinge knees, no ankles, just the knee rotates, and he has this one accessory, which is this little claw slash effect that kind of fits.
These
cost the same amount of money.
The Marvel stuff is so much better than the Star Wars Epic Heroes, because Epic Heroes Star Wars are only 5 points of articulation.
This is the top of the line of Hasbro's kid product right now, and it's nothing anywhere near as good as this Raphael.
Same thing with vehicles. Playmates make those nice, detailed, painted vehicles for Movie Mayhem. Even if the party van was definitely hollow, it could fit all 4 turtles. Has a spring pizza disc launcher, everything. Hasbro's X-Jet, tiny little thing.
Doesn't even hold a figure inside.
It's tiny. The figure doesn't even sit. He just lays down the cockpit.
Adding to this,
and it costs $30.
While the line died in less than a year because I think they made the wrong character choices, their Star Trek figures were even more articulated, having a forward and back ankle pivot, as well as fully painted accessories. And everybody came with at least 3 or 4 accessories as well. In addition to some really detailed paint work. Like on Michael Burnham here, they painted all the silver lines and everything. They do good stuff when they do it in the kids line thing. When they try to be a collector's line, that's when it starts to fall apart a bit. But they don't have a license to do that, so we should be fine. I think they're going to make some good toys, honestly.
And also, the people complain about the Hasbro Megazords, but comparison, the Playmates Voltron toy, the electronic Voltron toys for either Legend Defender or 84 was the
the 84 one that they just reissued too.
They are fantastic toys. They have problems with standing up, but as a toy, it's like a Buzz.
Oh, and Chris brought up the MonsterVerse toys. Those MonsterVerse toys are great too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best way to describe the Voltron that Playmates make. It's how the Toy Story movies love to hype up Buzz Lightyear in that toy commercial. That is what the Voltron is. It has the whole. Not only each line is pretty solid, but it has the black line. It has the electronic features.
They have missile launchers and weapons and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had the whole gimmick of it recognizes which lion is on each limb. If you attach. Just you were attaching 3 of the 4 lines of black, you go we're missing red or green and all that stuff and such. It's impressive.
Once again, though, big thing that Playmates falls into a trap of is when they try to make a line to appeal to both. This Star Trek line was great, but the character selection appeals to collectors, while the toy itself is more of a kid's toy. That's what you can't do. It doesn't work that way. Make it work for kids, and then everything else fall in place. Because the Ninja Turtles line, these are distinctively made for kids, but as an adult, I still get a kick out of them. But they're not aimed at me. They're aimed at kids. And they sell well. So aim them at kids, and then work your way to it, a lot of people have been mentioning the Voltron in the chat. The Voltron's a great example. If we get Megazords that are as good as those Voltrons, we're going to be cooking with gas over here. It's going to be great. And again, those are fun toys for kids, and then they also can be appealing to collectors. I think that's what Hasbro lacks with their kids' lines. I don't want to buy Hasbro kids' lines. They suck. And so I imagine kids are also not as interested in it.
I personally would have picked Jack specific, honestly, for if you were to give someone the kids' license to someone, but I think Playmates is not bad either.
I think Jax is a little overwhelmed between Sonic and Mario and all that.
Mario and their other licenses. So it makes sense.
Playmates has Turtles, and they're not doing Star Trek anymore, so fill that gap with Power Rangers.
Yeah, Monster Bros. You already have a Tokusatsu right there.
Yeah, and then to add to that, I do hope Playmates goes full hog with that first year. I don't want this little piddly little thing they did with Star Trek. They barely
want,
put anything out for Star Trek and then said, oh, it didn't sell. And it's like, yeah, but you barely did anything. I want to see a full range.
What happened again?
Like,
Can
imagine.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can
yeah,
hear you,
you're
Kels.
coming in so quiet.
Yeah, I don't. Discord just like kicked me out, put me back in.
Oh,
God, I hate Discord when it does that.
Yep, I bumped you up a little bit too, so we can hear you.
All right. No, Discord just kicked me out for no reason. I was like, what the?
Oh,
And
that's so
you know,
weird.
it's and also with I'll say this, Hasbro, like for the main line for Power Rangers, I think wasn't too bad at all. It just things that really screwed them over.
Mhm.
I think the Beast Morpher 6-inch basic line was actually really good. I think the figures were really good, detailed and painted. Came
Oh,
with
yeah.
quite a few accessories.
Good character selection too.
Yeah, especially what reports came from, I think Toku Chris, the budget, you could tell the budget was definitely cut in half after Beast Morpher. It really, Hasbro's kids, it really,
That Dino Fury action
Hasbro's,
figure line, I think, is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, how is there not a basic black and green in the line? Outside of a 5-pack?
isn't part of a box set, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, and I think the figures themselves are still fine, but you really could tell corporate mandate really mess up and all that stuff. Especially with the Zor, like Zor, in my, people like to bring up, like, say the Lion King Beast X Lion Zord, or the wherever the Zord is missing.
Honestly, the missing Dino Fury Zords are frustrating, but those two aren't that important. We got all the ones that combine together. And
also, this isn't just a Power Rangers thing. Poor hashtag from Earthspark is still missing a good toy.
Yeah, they can't even get 5 Transformers characters out in the same line.
So this isn't just a Power Rangers thing. Hasbro really, and
Hasbro just sucks at making kids toys.
I mean, look at X-Men 97. There's how many characters are missing from the
X-Men 97 in the toy line? We have Cyclops, Rogue, Storm, Wolverine, and then if you buy the 5-pack, you can get Gambit.
But there's still Jean, Bishop, Morph,
and there seems to be no second wave. But we got 12 Marvel Legends. You know, they don't like the kids' lines at Hasbro feel like an afterthought, and that collectors' lines all they care about. And
which
then
is
they wonder why
ironic
kids aren't buying their stuff.
You know what's ironic? Because Hasbro, they alongside Lego, but like Hasbro did this like retro style toy commercial, and they used the Iron Hero Sentinel, but used the Marvel Legend X-Men 97 figures.
Yeah, because those are actually good figures, unlike these weird. I have the X-Men 5-pack. They're not great. They're not great
Essentially,
at all.
the price? How much was that 5-pack?
$55. I bought it on sale for $40, and I still feel like I paid too much.
Did you get them? I forget how much was the Mutant Mayhem.
The Mutant Mayhem 6-pack was $50.
6-pack.
50.
And you get 6 figures.
Yeah.
You get 6 figures.
Yep.
They're missing, like Turtles are missing their accessory rack, but still, you get all 4 Turtles plus April.
I was like, 6 figures. I don't have to search for April because I don't know whatever happened to her single pack. Did it ever come out?
Yeah, I think that whole third wave of the release Disguise figures in April was canceled.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, those just vanished. Cosmic Rejects. Hasbro went from making Cybertron Toyline to Earthsparks Toyline. Yep, and it's the mentality. Instead of the collector's line being a little side thing, it became the focus, and then the kids' line became an afterthought. That's just what's
Hasbro really just lost sights on their just like they unlike being like other say Jap Pacific, where their main line is a kid's line, but it's also have collector value to it. Where now with Hasbro, it's just the only collectors.
And here's the thing that I gotta say, and this is as a toy collector who's turning 30 in a couple years, they gotta stop targeting the aging fan base only. Because as the toys get more expensive and as they appeal to older things, your audience is just gonna eventually die. Your audience is gonna die off. We're all gonna get old. We're gonna die, and then who's gonna replace us? Who's gonna replace us as the customers? Is it gonna be kids that are looking at the Earthspark toys going, why can't I get a hashtag that's not just a one-step changer? Or why is this Megatron from this supposedly from this movie look like nothing like the movie? You're not going to build a new audience that way.
Yeah.
So we go through the rest of the press release now? I think we should get the rest of it covered.
I thought you did.
Yeah.
We only went through the first 2 paragraphs in this sentence. Yeah, I know. All right. There's a quote here that was Playmates SVP of marketing says we're honored to work with Hasbro, and this is interesting. Actually, this phrasing is interesting. I was going to read through this quickly and go, oh, it's not that much, but actually realize this. We are honored to work with Hasbro on the reimagination of this iconic franchise's toy line for longtime fans and new generation of children. Reimagination says to me we're not getting the Bandai template that Hasbro tried to recreate. We're going to be getting we're going to get Playmates template, you know? Like, Playmates going to do this line like how they do their lines.
Yeah, and I think people need to accept. I think people really need to accept that now.
People need to accept that the Bandai formula does not work in America.
They just can't. It just the two cultures work differently. We can't just transfer. It just can't. I'm sorry, it just can't. We can't get just Megazords. We can't get like Zords right away as they see the future. That's impossible.
And I know importing stuff is expensive, especially with shipping. But like, at this point, if you're complaining that the American Power Rangers toy line is an exact mirror of Sentai, just shut up and buy the Japanese toys. Or just stop talking about it. Because it's never changing. It's a different market. Sentai toys aren't even selling that well in Japan, okay? It's not distinctively an American problem, but don't expect the American lines to do
we can't you cannot now we cannot do the gimmick lines anymore in America.
We had a window to do it and they did it and it's over. Things don't work that way anymore. People do not have the money for that anymore. Parents are not going to buy their kids 1,000 gimmick items because they're too expensive. All right. Playmates and Hasbro speak the same toy language and share a passion for Power Rangers, a multi-generational phenomenon that stood the test of time. Nice marketing speak. We'll see if they actually
toy language, huh?
What was that?
Toy language. I'm just
toy language. Yeah, that's a...
Mateki, you share Dynamite so well, but Dynamite didn't have a lot. Didn't really have a lot.
Don Brothers sold better than Zenkaiger, but Zenkaiger sold like Zenkaiger brought things up a bit. Don Brothers pulled things up a bit. King Oger pulled things up a bit. We'll see if Boom Boonger can continue it. But like Sentai was really far down. Being better than the previous season is not necessarily that it's doing good.
Also, Don Brothers didn't have that much items, to be honest.
Yeah,
like, it only had a few.
It had a lot of the biggest thing with Don Brothers was the roleplay weapons. Because you had the Zonglass sword, and you had the Ryu no Geki, and you had the Ninja from P Bandai. Then you had the Dawn Blaster and the Tiger Doras, your like quote unquote changer toys. You had the Gears that colored last year. You had all the Alter figures, but those were cheap little figures. And then you had 3 mecha. There's only 3 mecha. And then a P Bandai Black repaint. There's only 3 mecha. So it's not that big of a toy line. But it sold well, but it was also, sales numbers were kind of conflated because Don Oni Taijin was an expensive toy. So, all right. This is the one paragraph. Like, it's not even that far down. It's the 4th paragraph that a lot of people reporting this news. A lot of people reporting this news have completely missed this one paragraph. And it's not even that far in, okay? Hasbro will retain all entertainment rights and will continue to drive global strategy and growth for the Power Rangers franchise by strategically working with licenses across multiple categories, including publishing, sounds like Boom Studios is staying, which is good, fashion and footwear, promotions, and more. Hasbro will also further activate the brand across their direct-consumer channel, Hasbro Pulse, as part of its presence at major industry events like San Diego Comic-Con. Would not surprise me if Playmates Power Rangers toys end up being sold on Pulse. Because they seem to be selling a lot more kids' toys now than they ever did. So, Hasbro is not getting rid of Power Rangers. They're just not going to be making the kids' toys anymore. And
it's good.
And I'm also glad they didn't give Playmates a collector's toy license, because the Playmates collector's lines are a disaster every single time.
And that's the question whether Lightning Collection can return or not. Again,
I think it can, but it's going to be Hasbro.
It can. Yes, it can. It definitely will come back one day.
Yeah. Whether that's 2025 or 2026 or 2027, they will give Lightning Collection another go, because they won't let an idea like that die. Marvel Legends, for everyone to know that, like, when we talk about, there's 200 Marvel Legends in a year, Marvel Legends in 2009 was dead. It was dead. Everything was canceled. They showed things that got canceled. There were no new listings, no new releases. They focused on Marvel Universe instead. And then 3 years later, in 2012, Marvel Legends came back. It died again in 2013, but then it came back in 2014. We've been getting stuff since. So, and the thing was, what they did between 2009 and 2012 was stop and re-strategize the line and to figure out what wasn't working, which is what I think Lightning is doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lightning did not work out the way that they wanted to. But the thing I think that was smart, and I will say this, because I like Lightning Collection, it was good they ended it now. Because if they had let it continue as it was too much longer, they would have burned out all the goodwill they had.
And also, I will say this. No matter what the problem with the Lightning Collection was, and there really was, if you're just looking at an objective view, they're just fine. They're fine.
They're fine.
There are completely fine toys. It's only the die-hard fans that have a problem with it. But if you were just an average
The big
Joe
issue,
Schmo,
though, was that quality control stint.
Yeah.
That was,
That's
I think,
only...
that was what made them pause the line, I think, was the QC problems and how many returns they were getting.
Yeah. But what average Joe Schmo cared if there was no Jason Head with the remastered red, or there's no white diamonds underneath, or was there's no white diamonds underneath the first release of Lightning Green, Mighty Morphin Green, or the whole Wild Force Silver. Some random Joe Schmo would probably know it until someone yelled at them about it. Again, Lightning Collection as a toy line out besides the QC issues was a completely fine toy line. At the end of the day.
That's and Falcon's Tech says they shouldn't explode in your hands. That's exactly what it is. I think the biggest problem Lightning Collection had was the QC problem. Because while we as fans will analyze what accessories come with and what paint detail, but
as Fire Fury said, Lightning Collection was good enough the last 5 years. We need to realize that. It lasted 5 years.
That's not every line gets to last 5 years.
Indiana Jones only lasted 1. Ghostbuster only lasted 1. Dungeon Dragon only lasted 1. So we need to face values.
But I think stopping it when they did, if they had completed Turbo, Lightspeed, and RPM, let's say they completed all the teams, and then they ended it, then people would be like, oh, we're done, and then just never think of it again. The fact they left us open-ended says to me that they want to bring it back. And they want to make sure there's stuff for us to come back to. But Falcon they do need to re-strategize totally, because I think
Falcon Tech.
Yeah.
Falcon Tech probably should come with what they supposed to. And the only figure that had that problem, to be totally honest, is Lost Galaxy Yellow
and Red.
That was the only and Red.
Yeah.
Those are the only figures that really had that problem. There's other. Yes, I know there's other.
Because there's other weapons that we should have. Like I feel like we should have had a V-Lancer with Lightspeed Blue, but he still came with weapons, right? The thing is that even the average person, if you've seen Lost Galaxy, you know how important the Quasar Sabers are. That is why the Maya not having a Quasar Saber was the big issue, right? And you know what? Chris brings a good point. QC shouldn't have been an issue. The team suits are 90% the same. That's also why I harped on the inconsistencies. All you got to do is swap heads on most of these Ranger teams. Why is it every figure painted completely different, right? That's the kind of thing they need to re-strategize on. Falcon's Tech. He wanted to clarify. Comes with what was shown on the box. There's countless QC problems of wrong accessories in the box or no accessories. That's a good point. Yes.
There you go.
That's what he meant by it. Yeah. That falls into the QC when you're missing things, when you have figures break, that kills a line faster than anything. Because Star Wars keeps going off of the average Joe Schmo doesn't know the problems of the line thing. But if average Joe Schmo kept getting 5 or 10 Star Wars figures in a row that were broken or missing things, they would stop buying them. And I gotta say too, with Power Rangers Lightning Collection, you go into Target, you buy a Beast Morphers Yellow, you bring it home, she's missing her harness, you go return that to Target. Target's going to be like, how many people have returned these? How many returns have we gotten on these figures? Should we keep stocking them? People don't like them apparently, because they don't see the detail of it, right? And so that hurts the line too. I think they need re-strategizing, and I hope that's what they're doing. Adding to this, there is a couple more paragraphs here. I just want to blow through these real quick. Let's just get through them to make sure that we've covered the entire thing. Playmates' ability to interpret character-based storytelling is highly detailed, innovative, and affordable products has revitalized several iconic brands, like Ninja Turtles. They are perfect fit to fully expand the Power Rangers franchise, says Casey Collins, president of licensed consumer products at Hasbro. While we'll continue to provide oversight and direction on future Power Rangers product ranges, Playmates will leverage its action figure and accessory design, develop and marketing expertise to create an entirely new play and collecting experience for fans of all ages. With two powerhouse companies coming together to support a powerhouse brand, the potential is limitless. Basically, they're going to be working together on this to figure out what do we make, when do we make it, how do we make it, and they'll talk back and forth. It's not going to be just Playmates goes off and does whatever they want.
Yeah.
To celebrate 30 continuous years in the air, Power Rangers become the longest running fan. Oh, that's just a blurb to tell you about how good Power Rangers is. All right. But that's the biggest thing here, is that they are working together.
And here's the thing, no matter, like, I'm going to say this. I don't expect show accurate 100% figures from Playmates. No. I expect Playmates to do stylization. Just
I
to make
want
it stand
Playmates to do stylization.
Because especially
you've done the show accurate thing, right?
Especially since these are the kids. I think some people really need to remember this is a kids franchise, aimed for kids, and all that. I think some people really, really need to realize that Power Rangers, like, it can be a great, grand franchise with deep character studies and great moments, but it's also a franchise with talking pumpkins and pizzas and all that stuff. It's a silly franchise,
it is.
just like Ninja Turtles, and I've seen. Again, no matter your thoughts on the quality of the Power Rangers in 2010s or whatever, Power Rangers, it's good. Power Rangers' goal is not to be a deep franchise. It's not. It's great when it does, but at the end of the day, it's a franchise meant for entertainment. They want to entertain kids and families and all that stuff and such. I think some people really take Power Rangers a little too far. Same with and also Sentai and Writer, and such.
Power Transformers, as we're talking about Transformers 1.
Yeah. Power Rangers is meant to entertain kids. If kids were entertained by the 2010 era, that's great. That's important because I feel like people got
according to the ratings,
lost.
Kids were entertained by Samurai and Megaforce and all that.
I remember at the middle school, I had kids talk about Samurai. I was a Disney era kid, but I also talked with Samurai with other people and such like that in middle school. And so people need to realize that. Of course, we are adult fans, and these companies should think about us also. But the target demographic,
we should be an afterthought, not the kids.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Right, Cass? They shouldn't be catering to us and then thinking of kids second, right?
The kids, that's what drives this, and then us.
That's remember we talked about the whole new forward and not just stuck with the same 10 people talking about it.
Remember how we talk about with the whole new Legacy Blood thing with Transformers? This is what we need. It's like, I think that's the problem with Power Rangers that people refuse is what do kids feel? And I know some people go like, "Oh, kids don't talk about Power Rangers." And all that stuff. Like, you need to give actual study. Like,
here's the thing: kids don't talk about Power Rangers. Next question: why aren't kids talking about Power Rangers? It's genetically engineered for kids. So what is going wrong that makes it so they're not talking about them anymore? Right? That's the questions. That's the questions that I have failed to see asked by.
That isn't their opinion.
But that also the questions. Yeah, that's not just opinion, but like the questions I don't think are being asked by upper management at companies. They're not asking why aren't kids into Power Rangers. They're not asking, what are we doing wrong and why are we not reaching our audience? You got to ask the hard questions. And that's why a lot of these brands end up struggling, because they don't actually think that much as to what their audience is. Smith the Crow says, I feel like there's simply nothing that drives them to it. So that exactly to that point. If there's nothing that drives them to it, then what will get them to drive them to it? What are kids into, and how can you roll that into Power Rangers to pull kids into Power Rangers? That's marketing 101. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what your target audience is, and then you do everything to grab them in.
I like Cause of Fury. I really enjoyed it. But if I do say one thing, I feel like the team really kind of focused too much on the fan feedback, like the grown-up fan feedback. And
I felt when you said fan, I felt your air quotes.
And that's great. It's great that they're listening to fans and taking the criticism to heart. But like I saw, I think back and I think about that, and I think like that's good. But like I don't know. I feel like it got to the point where Cause of Fury was just meant for fans, and that shouldn't be. That should have been like Cause of Fury should have been the final goodbye to the kids who grew up with Dino Fury, and saying goodbye again.
But instead, it felt like it was a goodbye to the franchise as it was, right? because
Yeah,
of Cole.
and
It's like we're done
yeah,
with this.
and that is a tough struggle. And so, like, I think of like Transformers Earthspark, and I think that's a show great for both people growing up, especially the themes in Transformers Earthspark, the themes of growing up. I can there's some great lessons kids can learn from that show, but also some great lessons for adults. And I think whatever Power Rangers does next, I really hope they take those lessons, like like what they're doing right with Transformers Earthspark and such, and take it with them with Power Rangers. Because if
and
that
amp
whole
up the marketing, because as Fire Fury says, they're not promoting that either. They're not promoting Earthspark well. Nobody's promoting well anymore. What happened to marketing teams? What happened to marketing budgets?
Yeah, because with the whole John Influencer project, or where it's gonna happen, my biggest
Personally
fear,
speaking, I think the Ant Whistle product's done. It's over. I don't think it's happening.
wherever what's next for Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I know a lot of fans want it, but I do not want like a CW or a Power Power Rangers that's aimed for like the teenage. No, Power Rangers
We're
should
getting
always
that
aim
with
for
Ranger Academy, and I don't think that's got wide appeal. It's very too centralized into one group, and that's not the group that's going to be buying toys.
Yeah, Power Rangers should always Power Rangers should always aim for kids and have appeal for older people. That should always be the case. I do not want wherever the Power Rangers reboot project is to be strictly for us, because that is such a bad thing to do. Because it's such a franchise for to sell toys.
Rahim Young and several other people mentioned animated series. He said, "Where's my animated series based on the comics?" Even ignoring that, why not do an animated Power Rangers show? Why not just try it? It's so frustrating that it's been discussed so many times, but yet they've never actually just tried it, you know?
And the thing is, there's multiple, like, if we talk about cartoons, there's multiple examples of that work, like Lego Ninjago, Ninja Turtles is very, there, you can do team-based you can do team-based action shows animated, fine. The Monster of the Week format works. There's many shows like Sentai and Power Rangers that were successful. Just do it. I think that
glad you mentioned that, Ryan, because I have so many ideas for an animated Super Sentai Power Rangers. And I'm like, man,
the potential's
I'm right here.
wide open, right? There's nothing to compare it to, so you have the world. You can do anything.
I will also say, this will be my last comment, is I saw Kyle Higgins, that's his own opinion, but like I saw Kyle Higgins said they didn't know what they're do with the franchise on day one. No, I think I disagree with that, because I do think there was an idea.
I understand where Kyle Higgins is coming from, though. I want to give some context to the Kyle Higgins comment, because I'm not trying to defend him or anything, but I want to give some context to this. When Hasbro bought Power Rangers, they stopped paying him for his work on Shadow Grid. From what I understand, because he tweeted a little too much one night, Saban was giving him residual checks every time they used stuff from Shattered Grid or from the Boom comics. Him and his artists were given money and residuals every time they used the characters or something. But then when Hasbro bought it, they stopped paying all the comic people. No more residuals.
Which sucks.
So I think Kyle Higgins doesn't think much of Hasbro owning Power Rangers, and I think he's totally justified in that. But I think anytime he comments on Power Rangers, he comes off a little salty, and I think there's a reason why.
I got connected and reconnected again.
You got
but I heard
got disconnected again?
Yeah. Discord keeps kicking.
People are mentioning Futo PI. That was an adult-aimed Kamen Rider sequel to a pre-existing show. If you talk about original Super Sentai, an original Super Sentai or Power Rangers style animated show has not been done. It's always a deconstruction or a parody, or but never.
The best
like
one. You got a good example of anybody watched Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Yeah.
As a kid, that's a great example. That is a Sentai like show, but aimed for kids and told great stories for that.
Yeah,
show.
Saban the Greedy Man, Saban Brands had good people working at it that made sure people got paid.
Like Saban, like Hein Saban, the greedy man.
Hein Saban's a piece of crap, but the people working at Saban Brands made sure people got paid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't think Hasbro's mismanaged it since day one. I don't think they don't know what they're doing. I think there was a plan, and I think Brian Goldner dying derailed the plan, because he was the one championing for it.
Like, I would say, because I think I saw, I'm not sure it was Dan Lars there, someone said this on Twitter, where Hasbro trying to be an entertainment company was definitely a big mistake. That was them only buying E1, everything like that. That was a totally big mistake. They should have not become. They should have just done what they did before, just commission shows.
Yep.
like they've been doing for these past decades. Them trying to be the next Disney or whatever was such a flop on them. And I think that's sadly what affected Power Rangers, especially.
Yeah, Power Rangers was caught up in the midst of that, basically.
Mm-hmm. That whole E1 buyout, like, yeah, they got the pig and PJ Masks,
That
but
E1
like,
buyout was one of the worst business moves I've ever seen. Because, yeah, they bought it and they sold it for not even a fraction what they paid for it. It was ridiculous. It was not worth it. It was like when Disney bought Fox. They really shouldn't have. It was like they got too high on themselves and they're like, boom.
the only thing,
here's
the only thing they got was
but
what? X-Men? They just only got X-Men back. That's the only positive.
For Fox, they got X-Men, they got Fantastic Four. They got Alien, they got Predator, they got Planet of the Apes, they got Avatar. But all the baggage that came with Fox was not worth it for those IPs. Those IPs will never make them the money back for what they spent. They still haven't made their money back from Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Discovery buying WB was different. Discovery merged with WB into one giant blob of awfulness.
Yep.
Yeah, they also
Blob
got
of
Simpsons.
awfulness.
See, so Smith the Crow says they also got Simpsons. That's good to have that IP, but they're not making enough money off Simpsons because they can't put Simpsons in their parks. Universal's got the contract for Simpsons.
Yep, that's the problem. Because what happens if you buy big corporate companies? There's already a lot of existing contracts already that you can't break.
And they already have that problem with Marvel in the Florida theme parks. They can't use any Marvel character that appeared in Marvel Superhero Island and Islands of Adventure, and that opened in 1998 at the height of X-Men popularity.
There's a reason why we still don't have a
parks there, right?
There's a reason why there's still no solo Hulk project.
Yep, because Universal's got
That's right, Universal.
In perpetuity distribution deal that any Hulk movie that comes out must be distributed by Universal.
That's why he's always just in group movies, not his own.
Yep. Fire Fury says, how long until Hasbro as a studio make a new Power Rangers show? I think it's coming in the next couple years because they can't wait. I think they should wait, but I think they're going to try it again.
See, like I'll say, like seeing them have the toys out by 2025, at least they might have something. I really hope.
I feel like we're going to get something announced in 2025 and then released in 2026. That's my guess. Right? That feels about right. Like, float out the Mighty Morphin toys first to make sure the stores are ready for when we do our big thing in the following year, right? That's my guess. And yeah, I know. The Lightning Collection, they said they're waiting for new Power Rangers media before relaunching it, basically. So that's it. Alex Ashburn, Bandai Namco is not going to buy Power Rangers. First of all, they have no reason to. Second of all, it's too much money. And third of all, Hasbro's not selling.
Yeah, no, I think that's that's the thing. And I've seen people say like, "Oh, Hasbro just gonna do nothing while Playmates just make all." Like, they're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do nothing.
I think there's so many people bring that up in our Discord, and that's kind of baffling. That's just no. They're not gonna do that. I know Hasbro's greedy,
as I always try to tell people, there are two different ways you can look at any situation. Do you have your fan hat on, or do you have your business hat on? Because you will get different answers from yourself, whether you're thinking in a business mentality or in a fan mentality. We try to balance both here, right? But I like to look at these things, because this is a business deal. This is not a deal for us. This is a deal between companies. Let's analyze it with our business hats on. That's what we're looking at here.
Here's the thing. If Hasbro does nothing and Playmates all their work, Playmates will go like, hey, buddy, how come you're not gonna
Hey, we have a strategic relationship. Where's our media support, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's something in their contracts about that. Like, if they didn't do nothing, I'm pretty sure to be like, hey, breach your contract, dude.
Yeah, I think so.
And also, like, remember, like, this is gonna be Playmate. Yeah, like they'll get a cut, but that's not 100% of the cut. They get 50% of the cut probably. So, and Hasbro likes money, so they want 100% of the cut. So they're gonna make their own products.
I think I wouldn't be opposed to this.
Huh?
I was gonna say I wouldn't be opposed to this becoming a thing where Hasbro licenses out the kid property to another company, and then
please.
I think that actually would be smart because, as we talked about, Hasbro Kids lines suck and it's an afterthought anyways. Why not give a dedicated company the license to Marvel for the? I don't know because they'd have to split it with Disney, but they have the Master Toy license; they can do that. Purview.
But
like.
I miss the Disney Toy Box toy line. That was actually a good toy line.
Get something like that going where like Hasbro is good at making the collector stuff, you know? I'll talk about G.I. Joe Classified and Marvel Legends all day, you know? But maybe somebody else should take care of the kids side of it because then the Hasbro stuff can focus in on the collector stuff they're so good at.
Sadly, they're stuck with Transformers because I don't think any other company can really do Transformers.
It's hard doing transforming robots, right?
Yeah, so I think Takara will probably say no.
Yeah, Takara's still Takara's too involved. Someone commented, "Is this like the Takara Hasbro deal?" That one's way different, way more complicated. That's more like Hasbro's brand strategy, Takara's engineering and release stuff. Yeah. There was this one rumor at one time that Jazzwares was going to get 3 3/4-inch GI Joe, and I kind of wish that happened.
I wish, because the Jazzwares Fortnite line and the Halo line are really good.
I know Super 7's getting the O-ring GI Joes, so it's.
Yeah, who has Simpsons now?
Jax.
You guys talking about? Okay.
Yeah, it's Jax now, right?
Because you showed me those.
Yeah, those are Jax.
Yeah,
those are Jax Pacific making the Simpsons licensed toys. And they're actually really good. Like they make
especially for the price.
Master Ben, we didn't talk about G.I. Joe Transformers movie because there's nothing to discuss until it actually becomes a movie. There's no director, there's no writer, there's no anything. It's just, hey, we're making it. And it's like, that's nice. Tell us when there's details.
Deljix mentions the Samurai Squad toy line. I mean, half of that was just Takara reprints and some original figures. This is gonna be all original.
All original. And I'm here for it, especially hearing words like reimagining. I think it's time to revamp this thing, you know?
What's the sculpting studio? Varnish Studio?
Varnish Studios? I
want to see
on this.
I want to see Varner make their own monster. I want to see Varner's take on the monsters. I want to see how crazy they make.
I gotta tell you though, if I see the Power Rangers fandom bitching and complaining that they don't look like the original show and they don't buy them and then complain the line gets canceled and doesn't go anywhere, then they have no one to blame but themselves.
I mean, also again, this is specific. They specifically say kids, like
it's kids
line.
Right
if it's not appealing to collectors, it's not their fault. They're making a kids line. You can either be on board or get out of the way. Right?
Yep.
Exactly.
There are Deadpool and Wolverine Funko Pops. I'm gonna go look at those. I'm gonna look them.
Do we have anything else, or
that's the last news article? This is why I wanted to make that the last news thing because I felt like we had a lot to talk about with that. Where are these Funko Pops? I want to see Funko Wolverine. I want to see
Funko
how
many people
Wolverine.
I saw them. Obviously, I can give you the link of them.
I'm looking for news articles right now. Oh, here's Collider. I like them enough.
No.
Oh, these are cute. Oh, why'd they have to be so... Look at this, guys. Look, they're adorable. Oh, look at the little Wolverine in his mask.
So I know some context. What was that? Was it Bloodline? What was that? What was the thing that was trashing Power Rangers all the time?
Bleeding Cool.
What's that? I don't think I never heard of them.
Bleeding Cool.
I've heard of them. They've been around.
They're like the only comic book like rumor news site that you can find out there.
Yeah.
They wrote this article like, oh, the Power Rangers comics ending, and I'm like, yeah, maybe. I mean, I was reading their article, and all they were pointing to was the same thing I always point to, which is, oh yeah, the next arc's ending, and we don't know what's coming after. But like, there was one article one time where they wrote, why do Power Rangers comics sell? Who is this for? And then people in the comments were like, I like them and I buy them. Like, they couldn't comprehend that Power Rangers comics sell well.
As fans at all.
Yeah, exactly. Were these the only two they showed? Is it just Deadpool?
Yeah, just them.
It's just them. Dan Yoon from Marvel Legends team at Hasbro said, once again, posted a picture of the reissues, said, you guys take these to the theater. I don't think we're getting Marvel Legends for these until after the movie.
After the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's probably too spoiled. Like, imagine the lineup they had is too spoilerific.
If Funko is only allowed... Look at the back of the Funko box. If Funko's only allowed to do these two, then Marvel doesn't have a wave. And if Marvel doesn't have a wave, they have no reason to...
But it's sad because they're gonna make them, especially the Logan.
There's no doubt they're making them. It's just gonna have to wait. Maybe they'll be out for Christmas. Who knows?
Once Upon Deadpool 3.
Maybe. Cameron says, will there be a Knuckles themed video Friday for the show? Anybody got any ideas on what a Knuckles themed video would entail? Because I'm not sure.
Your memories with playing the Sonic 3 and Knuckles PC game?
Should I just pop in the Sonic 3 and Knuckles PC game and just play it? And just be like, look at this, guys. It's Knuckles. Yeah, if you guys got ideas, toss them out.
I love people like there's like reports of like some people like who got early the reviews are good, but
Yeah.
like people were like so shocked like what the series only has Knuckles for a little bit. Big shock!
What?
CG character expensive.
Yeah, I know. I think it's going to be more balanced than the Reckoning Same, to be honest. They've done
No,
a good
that's gonna be
job
more
balancing
I
it in
think
the movies. It's
I think some people are really overblowing. It's just
yeah.
blowing it.
I'm also like slightly. Anytime I see somebody saying something negative about Sonic in any way, I just like recoil and like try not to listen. And it's
I
not
don't.
good because I should listen to other opinions. It's just
I
because
don't.
the
I don't blame
negativity
you.
around Sonic is just so bad that I'm like, someone's talking bad about Sonic. I should leave. It's gonna get toxic. Like
I
it's
don't.
not
I
necessarily
don't
like
blame.
yeah.
I don't blame you. I had to suffer it every day.
I have PTSD from the 2000s. What do you?
I know, right?
Infinite
Uh,
had a really great comment here. We as adults had our time with Power Rangers toys released during our childhood. It's time for the next generation to have their time with toys made during their childhood.
yep.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Is that so much to ask for?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Falcon Tech said they had the budget for one wave. We're not going to get it till after the movie's out due to spoilers. Yep, that sounds about right. The chat jumped. They probably will want to see how well the cameos are received as well to see who gets prioritized. Yeah, could you imagine if they made a whole wave on the Illuminati from Multiverse of Madness?
You like don't want John Costanza, Reed Richards?
Not if I can help it. SSJ4 Jason says showcase every Knuckles figure. I feel like I've covered them all, like between the Jazzwares video and the Jax
Jax.
ones. Loop on Watch Guide. Maybe someday.
Just grab your Blu-rays. Here's your
Yeah.
watch guy.
Smith the Crow says, I remember when the Suicide Squad movie came out, Lego released sets featuring those characters, but all based on the comics. That's a way to do it, honestly.
Honestly, that's what they should be doing.
Yeah. I mean,
everything.
a lot of these movies, they should just put out the comic stuff for the movie and then do the accurate movie stuff later. They used to do that back in the day a lot more.
Yep, I remember back in the day.
I don't know anything else Knuckles related to do, to be honest, unless you just guys.
Yeah, no,
I haven't
don't
decided
try
what
to.
Friday's video is. I'm a little creatively tapped out. Wednesday, you guys are getting Thundercats because I need to review them, and it's been long enough.
Are you guys talking about the comics again?
No, I'm just going to talk about the Super 7 figures. Superman reading order. That's hard. How well did the Super Legends stuff sell back during RPM? I think well enough because it kept making it.
Yeah, no, I remember those selling like gangbusters back in the day.
I think it's because it was the first like collector product for Power Rangers. But again, it was a sole subline, not like the whole main thing. SSJ4 Jason says they should do a line of X-Men movie characters that they never did large. I wanted that. When they were doing the whole, it's the X-Men movie 20th anniversary, and then like half the line was comic figures. I was like, do I not get a Jean or a Cyclops or a Storm? Are you kidding me?
Did we get like 3 Logans in that line?
We got 3 Wolverines. We got everybody from Deadpool. We got Deadpool, Negasonic, Cable, and Domino from Deadpool 2.
But they didn't make Colossus. They didn't make
Colossus. We got Mystique. We got Charles and Magneto. We got Charles and Logan.
Did we get both versions of Charles and Eric?
We did in the same pack because they were head swaps.
Yep.
Kind of clever, but like it's weird. My Ian McKellen is wearing the Days of Future Past costume that Michael Fassbender wore, but that's just how I have it at the moment. I wanted more of those. I'm so mad that line was so small. And I thought, like the MCU lines, it was going to be all, Fox X-Men stuff, but no, it was like half. And then there was like multiple Wolverines. And I was like, wanted at least one X-Men team or a Nightcrawler or something. Either Nightcrawler. There were so many options, and yet they just gave us the most boring. It kind of summed up the problem with the Fox X-Men movies in general, focusing on Wolverine, Mystique, Wolverine, Mystique, Charles, and Magneto too much, right? That was what it became. I don't know. Well, I will say, maybe I'll do something Sonic related for Friday. Maybe I'll come up with something. Maybe I will just play Sonic 3 and Knuckles and just chat. I don't know. Sentai video's doing well enough. I'll do a gamble. Could be licensed stuff. I don't know what the likeness rights are for those the older characters.
I want Cyclops so I can display it next to Sonic. Movie Sonic.
I know, right?
Get Dodo Lord.
Yeah. Thundercats video Wednesday. There'll be more X-Men shorts this week because I'm still X-Men brained. Mr. Tukey says, I got Lydia from Walking Dead to go with Logan and Charles since they never made Laura. You could also get the upcoming Jedi figure of her. Just be like, here's Laura. Yeah, she looks different, whatever. Yeah, I could. Do you guys want to? Would you guys want to watch a video of me just playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles? Just for fun? I don't know if I'd boot up the PC port. I'd probably just go through like, do I have to go through Origins?
I would say Sonic IW Sonic Green guy, but that's just called the collections.
Yeah, you guys won't ever see me do a TMNT IDW or Sonic IDW reading guides because I'll just be like, buy the ultimate hardcovers. There you go. There's nothing to it. Maybe I should. I don't know. Like, that's. Oh, man, that's a good point, man. It feels like more stream fodder. Do I just stream on Friday instead? I don't know. My problem when I do things like Sentai Showcase is the following week I have like no creative energy left. It has to recharge, and it's just currently spent.
Doing that collection. Maybe you should do that. Finally, do that room tour video that people have been asking you for.
I'm making an actual room tour.
Oh shoot! I actually could. I have to move some stuff, but like I think I can do it.
Because people have been asking. We haven't got one for you like since 2016.
Yeah, it's because I've always considered my collection's too messy looking to do a room tour. I have like unreasonable standards, but I'm looking at it. Yeah, actually I could because I just redid the Sentai shelf over the weekend. It looks like
huzzah!
Yeah,
that's Friday's video. That's Friday's video. Lock it down.
That's what it is. Writing it down right now. All right, so we're gonna open the notes. We're gonna go to my notes tab. We're gonna go to video schedule. We're gonna go to 426. Is the 26th, right?
26. Yep, 426.
Collection tour! Exclamation point. All right, it's in. It's happening.
A question mark.
Infinite. Would you like a amplified or figurized standard run them on? Figurized standard. I think that'd work better. Yeah, I'm gonna probably put my X-Men in place too because they're sitting on my desk right now, but I can like swap them out because I'm just replacing like Sabretooth with Sabretooth and Scott with Scott and all that. That's it. That's it for the stream. I'm done talking. I'm gonna ramble on if we don't.
Yeah.
You can find it.
You also need to schedule a dusting. I'm gonna grab the air can and just like spray over everything, and then yeah, I'm just yeah.
You can find me at DarkOC43 on YouTube and Twitter. I do art just like the one you see this very channel. You want any? Feel free to DM me on your Twitter or send a Discord protocol. Kaos, what do you do tomorrow?
I stream King of Fighters 15, 4 p.m. Eastern with Soundout12, and we're going to be talking about how bad Tekken is getting raked over the coals.
Yeah.
I also have social media with the same name. That's Sound. Put the link right there.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So, yep. I also do art stuff, but if you do, please be specific. I'm working on a commission right now, actually. And,
New Techie, you know that Fighter streams on Tuesdays. You're always there.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern. Me and Sound Out. We're going to talk about how bad Tekken got.
Yeah.
Although I still play for the tournaments.
Oh! Last thing, I'll leave you guys with a tease for all of you sticking around. I'm going to do a video on the One Piece anime heroes. I'm this close.
Finally.
I am this close to being able to talk about characters because I've gotten... I'm like deep in Impel Down right now, so I've met Trafalgar Law. I know what his deal is. It's great. I just need to know who Sabo is, and I'm good. I can make that video. I'm so excited. I just need to meet Sabo, and I'll be all in.
You should begin that video with you closing the last one you need to read. Yeah. It's like, finally, I can do the I can make a video.
Who Sabo is. Yeah, no, I just...
yeah, you say that custom intro.
I'm going to write that down right now, actually. I gotta write that down right now. I'm gonna forget. Yeah. Also, teasing videos, guys. I'm gonna do a video next month I want you all to watch. It comes out May 10th. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet, but, like, watch it, please, because I'm not sure if it's gonna do well. I'm just putting the request in early. I'm gonna do something crazy on May 10th. Not that crazy, but I think you guys like it. All right, that's it for this week. See you guys next week for next Monday to stream. Enjoy the videos this week. Go watch the ones last week if you didn't. Appreciate it. Like buttons and all that really helps. There's a lot of people here today, so thank you all for the support, and we'll see you next time.